time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 759. For August 14th, 2023. And it's time, y'all. This is it. This is the week. The video games begin because John Madden football is out. It always starts the fall.
Keep calling it Madden, but whatever.
I mean,
I get it. It's. I'm not like criticizing them for keeping it. It's just it is weird now. Like, you had your Madden game, and I thought it did really well to pay tribute to John Madden, and now it's like another Madden game. It's like, all right, this is weird now.
Yeah, I mean, but it's always been Madden.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? Like, it's like, changing the name of a website to X.
What's really weird, though? So, back when the 25th anniversary of the game came out, they released a game called Madden 25. What are they going to do next year?
I said that. I think I put that in my review because I had to review that. Man.
Maybe that one. Maybe that one is where the name changes. Maybe they knew where their licensing was up. I don't know. It would be weird not to call it Madden at this point.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, they've got to work out the rights that they got to keep Madden. It's got to be Madden forever.
I'm sure. Honestly, at this point, like, it's literally just keep signing the same contract. I can't imagine the estate is going to be like, whoa, more money this year.
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
You know what's crazy is that Madden has been around so long that I played Madden on the Apple II.
Do you know who? Made one? I think that might have been Bethesda that made that one.
Could have been. Don't know.
But there's been a whole lot of John Madden foosball over the years.
Let me see.
I went back and played old Madden.
Yep, Bethesda Softworks.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's good radio.
Yeah, so hey, look, I have interesting facts. I just have to read up on them to remember the old points. Yeah. EA initially, goddamn, I'm taking that name from Drew, that son of a bitch. It's not here enough. It's my turn now in the spotlight. EA had initially proposed that the game be played between two teams of 6 or 7. However, Madden refused to endorse such a game, due in part to this, as well as a legal issue involving Bethesda Softworks, who EA hired to work on parts of the game. The development eventually took 3 years. And I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they ended up taking the code from Bethesda and handing it over to somebody else to finish.
You know what other game was awesome on the Apple II?
Deja Vu.
Well, yeah, but Dr. J versus Larry Bird, 1-on-1.
Man, they made Jordan versus Bird after that, and that game was fucking awesome too.
Yep.
Love those games.
I didn't know there was a Dr. J versus Larry Bird. I only played the Jordan, but that's wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, there's a lot of old ass. There's a lot of old ass games that you don't know exist that are just fucking wild.
Yep.
I was digging into FM Town's Marty this weekend.
Wow. Okay, so you're never allowed to say anyone else is wasting their time.
I don't know what that is.
I don't tell people they're wasting their time unless they're playing Shenmue. Then they are wasting their time. But
I mean, you're right. There are some exceptions. What are the graphics on an FM Town's Marty even at this like?
I mean, it's.
Is there anything that you would say is worth playing there that is only available there?
There's a couple.
Like, I see this.
There's a
Turbo
couple.
Outrun. It looks like a bad version of Outrun. Cool.
Hold on a second.
I'm looking at the top FM Towns Marty games.
The
Puli Rula.
Puli Rula is excellent. That is a great game.
That's an arcade game, though.
Yeah.
So you could play the arcade version.
I mean, you could if you had an arcade.
The legs popping out of the door. I know this game now that I've seen it. I've seen a video on this.
The version of Splatterhouse on this is actually really good. Like, really good.
You can apparently play Monkey Island 2.
Also, it's Japanese only, so there's a lot of those games. Like I was going through the catalog and it's like Sexy Nurse.
It's
game.
a PC. I'm gonna be honest. It's a PC. It's gonna have those games.
It's Fujitsu, I think, is who makes it. Yeah, it's just a weird one. It was a weird one. But anyway, I don't know if you've caught on yet, but I didn't even get through the intro. We have Anthony.
Yeah, I'm here. I mean, I totally just didn't even remember you not doing it.
Yeah,
it's Fujitsu. Why would you have that fucking knowledge in your head?
I have so much knowledge in my head.
What else has Fujitsu made?
They make cameras.
I have no idea.
They make cameras or something back in the 80s and 90s.
Yes,
is that related to Fujitsu? That's Fujifilm.
Oh, Fujifilm. Oh, is that what I was thinking of? I don't know what else Fujitsu made.
I'm looking it up to see if Fujifilm's... No, it's not even related.
Terrence is here.
Fujitsu. I am here. Hello.
And the Wombat too, but he's only here for Fujitsu.
Who?
Yes, I played FM Town's Marty games this weekend. Suey.
Yeah, I don't... Is that a system?
Yeah,
it's a computer. Know what that is.
It's a Japanese computer. Kind of like the Sharp X68000. That was a Japanese computer.
Yeah, that's got actual games on it that are worth playing.
Dude, there's like 12,000 games on the Sharp 68000.
Yeah, there's some really weird licensing shit that gets put on there because it was big enough. You would get like some really weird ports and stuff, if I recall correctly.
Sharp 68000 was like the Japanese version of the Commodore. Like, it just had everything on it.
Yeah, except there was Microsoft, so it's like kind of DOS too. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I know what you mean, like how everything got ported to it, but not everything from it got ported elsewhere.
Yeah. The Commodore 64 had a goddamn Big Trouble in Little China game.
Yeah, but most of those
Commodore
games
64
are bad.
had everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Commodore 64
is that
wild.
Is that a point and click adventure?
Nope. It's a right to left side scroller.
I'm actually kind of surprised because
also,
I mean that's what I'd hope for, but
also Commodore 64 had, at least to my knowledge, and I'm sure somebody will point out one that I'm just not aware of, the first Sims-like game called Little Computer People.
That's a great name.
Little Computer People. Yeah,
it was a fun game for 1985 or whenever it came out.
LCP.
Oh my god, House on a Disc.
I had
the other name for it.
Yeah, I had it on my grandma had it on her Commodore 64.
I'm not going to say it's the best artwork ever, and I apologize for how small the picture is from Wikipedia. That artwork is awesome because that's exactly what the game looks like.
Man.
Yeah, right.
It sucks. It's so hard to like emulate Commodore 64 with a controller because you got like the keyboard shit going on and.
Yep.
Yeah, it sucks because there's a lot of stuff on there I'd like to play. Like there's like literally every horror movie from the 70s and 80s has a game on the C64.
I'm pretty sure the C64 has a different and somehow even worse version of what's it called? Back to the Future, where it's a point-and-click adventure. Also, Moonwalker, I'm pretty sure, is like it goes through the plot of the movie rather than like just Michael Jackson dancing against thugs.
Well, he also saves children in the Genesis.
Yes,
yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
I know
fictional Michael Jackson doesn't do that.
I know I've told the story in the Discord, but I don't remember if I've told the story on the podcast before. But I used to play Yar Kung Fu and Chimera on Commodore 64, but I used to make my grandma boot them up while I left the room because I was terrified of the startups.
This story because I'm pretty sure right after I shared that James Pond had a.
You know what it is, right. Ryan? We're getting to that age where we repeat stories and we're like, I'll tell you that one time.
Well, and also, as I mentioned before the show started, it's going to be 17 years in 2 weeks. So even if I did tell it before, chances are someone wasn't listening when I told it before.
Yeah, every show is someone's first show.
Right. Yeah.
All right. New video games. We should talk about those. Those are pretty cool. Since Terrence didn't want me to start with him, I'll kick off with Anthony.
I didn't fucking play shit. Move on.
Well,
God dang it! I guess I'll start.
Oh, there Jesus.
You go. Oh damn! I can't even talk about that one actually yet. So I'm playing. Well, I can say what I'm playing. I'm playing Sea of Stars for review, but I can't talk about that yet. So we'll talk about that next week. But I can talk about is Atlas Fallen, which I had reviewed. Talked about it last week. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it, but we'll get it out.
Please tell me how it is. A game. By the way, every time this is brought up, I don't remember it ever being announced.
It's a focus jam, right?
Dude, fucking sure it is. I mean, they definitely come out. But like, I gotta look this up. I legitimately couldn't tell you anything other than it has a beautiful world, fun exploration and traversal, sand surfing, combat and agility. Some questionable voice acting, however, and music feels low key at times.
That review sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does. I don't.
Holy shit! I'm looking at the people that made it, their track record, and there's some good stuff in there, like the Surge and Surge 2, Lords of the Fallen. But then you get
is that them? Deck 13.
Deck 13.
Okay,
but they also made Venetica, which was very bad.
Oh wow! I did not know they did Venetica.
And
wow! Oh my god! They have their hands on a bunch of shit. Onk, the old point and click Onk games that were 3D, and Jack Keen, which is also just the same sort of setup. Holy shit!
Blood Knights
I didn't know they did the first Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah,
I like Lords of the Fallen, and I like the Surge for what they are.
I mean, you're missing the most important game on this list, which is Carnival Cruise Line's Tycoon 2005 Island Hopping.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea what that is.
I mean, it's all in the name.
Activision value title.
Yeah, Activision value titles were like, we've printed it on a CD case and we'll sell them in the Walmart and it'll cost you $5 for this video game for your PC.
Nice.
It is free on myabandonware.com. No one gives a shit. It's not being sold anywhere.
Cool.
And it looks like you build a cruise ship.
I mean, like I said, it's right there in the name. Carnival Cruise Tycoon.
Yeah, everything you need to know. Unlike Atlas Fallen, which I'll just run it down real quick. It's you just summed it up for real. It's an action third person role playing game. It has an emphasis on exploration. The world I think is it's for what it is, it's pretty. Being that it's all sand and deserts and stuff, like I'm a big fan of Dune and stuff like that. So I think what they did with that is cool. Traversal is pretty neat because you're sand surfing, so you basically are like a sand wizard because like you summon when you use your weapons, you pull it out of the sand. Like you don't see the full animation, but like the weapon just appears, like it's summoned out of the sand. So you literally are out here just like a sand wizard. For me, where the game falls apart is the combat, and it's so wild because I feel like I just must have got the wrong copy because every other like review and some of the people's thoughts and stuff, everybody's saying they praising the combat, and it was legit the weakest point. It felt very clunky. Like I put it in the review. Like when you read about this game and what Deck 13 was trying to do is they were trying to step away from the Lords of Fallen and the Surge, those Souls type of action games, the very slow and methodical stuff. That was what this was supposed to be. It was supposed to be action heavy, whatever else. They were very, upfront about that. It wasn't a Souls-like game, but the combat feels like it is. Like I see what they were hoping for because you have two weapons that you can have equipped and they're mapped to the two buttons. I played it on Xbox, so it was X and Y. So I use the fist weapons and I use the whip, sand whip mostly. So X was my fist and Y was the sand whip. Well, you're supposed to be able to take those weapons and blend that together in some sort of beautiful ballet of destruction, but it never turns into that. Every attack feels like, and I don't know, Ken, you can weigh in on this too because I know you mess with it. For me, every attack just feels like it has a wind up from the point where you press the button until like you have to wait a second before the dude on the screen actually like swings the attack. And so when you're trying to string stuff together for a combo, it's very clunky. So you might hit 2 hits of the combo, but you already done inputted 4 button presses, right? Because you thinking you Ryu Hayabusa and you about to fuck some shit up. But no, it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
It never got better.
No, the first time you swing at an enemy, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. Like you go to hit them, and it's like you get that first hit in, and you're expecting the next one to like immediately follow it up. But it's like you said, it's like it's the best way to describe it, and it works because Mortal Kombat's always been like that, and it's in your brain. But it's like Mortal Kombat where you type it in and then it executes. But what messes it up is that the enemies can interrupt it. So if you've already committed to it, you're kind of fucked.
Yep.
Like the enemy just going to hit you.
Actually, really good. Yeah. Yeah.
And it sucks because it can be. It's not like Mortal Kombat where you only got to worry about one character. You've got like multiple enemies surrounding you at the same time.
Yep, and that's where it just becomes like, man, fuck this. Like, because 1-on-1, you go, it's bad, but you can, but then the majority of the fights, when you run into these sand wraiths, it's going to be multiple enemies. Usually a sandworm that will poke his head in and jump out and do stuff like that. And then you're right. And then there's these flying ones that come, and then you get these like giant armored ones later on. And like all these things fucking attack you at the same time. And it's like, okay, I realize I'm supposed to be the great sand wizard out here, but damn it, my skills are not good enough to handle all these enemies. Like, y'all ain't gave me the tools for it. Like, it just, I don't know.
Then what's funny is like there's a charge move. Like, there's no reason to use a charge move because by the time you charge it up and swing, you ain't hitting nothing.
Nope, not at all. And each of the weapons has a charge move. None of them are worth a squirrel fart. Like, and then so you get these essence stones, which are essentially like abilities, which I talk about in the review that goes with the momentum. Because as you fight, and that's again, everything in this game is focused on this combat, but the combat just doesn't feel right. So your momentum, the more you attack, the more you build momentum, the more damage you do. Now, the higher your momentum gauge, the more damage the enemies will do to you as well. So you kind of have to risk versus reward this as to, when you attack and when you have to use your little guard thing where you cover yourself in sand and it's this deflect move. But you have abilities that are mapped to the 3 segments of your momentum gauge, which once you hit those levels, you can use those. And they range from defensive stuff to a bunch of offensive stuff that looks cool, but it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't flow with the combat. Like you have stuff where you like summon giant sand tornadoes, which is awesome. You're like, fuck yeah, sand wizard, let me do this. And, the sand tornado comes up and it just kind of stays in one spot. Oop, and you're like, well, damn, there was enemies over there. Like you can't direct it or anything. And there's ones where you can like shoot out this like lance attack thing. And it's, I don't know, they got a bunch of cool shit in this game, essentially. But it's way down by the subpar combat, unfortunately. Like they need to take that back to QA and get that together, and the game could be a lot better, I think. Because aside from the clunky voice acting and the that was really my issue. Like the story was okay. Like I didn't hate it. And the world, like I said, the exploration and stuff was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Like I liked the sand surfing. I didn't like they have these like I forget what they're called, these obelisk things that are hidden in the sand because you run up and you press down on the D-pad and your dude raises his hand and it raises this thing out the sand and this obelisk will come up and it'll shoot this laser. Well, you have to see where it's like aiming and rush over to the other one, pull that one up. That one's going to tag another one, rush over to that one, wash, rinse, repeat. There's way too many of those because I'm like, man, fuck this. Because some of them you have to, because you have an air dash where you can do twice in air, which will provide you some movement. And sometimes you have to figure out like the order in which you need to slide and jump and bounce off stuff to get to these things. And it's too much. It's busy work is what it ends up being. But I talked about this game for too long. But yeah, that's how
we got one thing before we move on. Stop me if you've heard this. So the story is there's this omnipotent being that appears and attaches to your hand.
Is that a thing that happens in this fucking game?
That's what the weapon is. That is what the weapon is.
That's what the gauntlet is. Yeah. And the dude's like because you play as this uplifted being like to start out. It's like the tutorial, and he looks like the Navi from freaking Jim Bryant's Avatar. Like he's blue and has a long like braid on his. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? But yeah, he turns into the gauntlet that you gave me.
Just so you could have somebody to talk to while you're running around the world.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds familiar. Like I feel like I just played this game. Oh wait, 40 times.
Yeah, a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
magical
forgot to
gauntlet.
put this in the review too. You can shut him up. There is an option on the thing, which I left it on default just to see if he was very talkative. He's not as talkative as Frey's a gauntlet in Forspoken and some of the other ones, but there is an option for you to have dude shut up for different puzzles and stuff and let you figure it out.
Zelda had the same thing. Bionic. No, the new one. He literally has the hand that talks to him.
Well, it's because it's what's his name?
Wait,
but I'm just saying.
But it doesn't talk to him when he's walking around the world.
No, but he will interrupt sometimes.
Sure. When you get to a cutscene, but he doesn't just we should go over there and check this thing out.
But I'm just saying, there's another one. Bionic Commando doesn't count because it's the arms his wife. Whoops! Spoilers. That joke hasn't been around.
Holy shit!
You didn't know that? Really? It's his dead wife.
Yeah, I did. I was being funny. I was just being funny.
Yeah. Fuck it. I mean that.
Oh shit!
The first time I could think of something attaching to somebody's arm and then being their partner is the manga Parasite, which is from.
I've seen that anime.
I'm
gonna put
the anime. The voice of the hand drove me up the fucking wall.
I put image in the chat.
Yeah.
I put image in the chat. This is from an Xbox account. Let me know if you notice something weird. Just gotta think about it for a second. It's from Brazil. It's from Brazil account. There's something like one of these things is not like the others.
Well, it's all, people with their... What the heck is happening in the one?
So, no, it's all about family. It's a family.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's... keep
family,
looking.
Family.
There's one that probably... It's for Xbox.
There's one with just one guy.
Think about what I said. It's for
it's the middle panel. It's Final Fantasy VII. Got it.
There you go.
Is
weird.
That Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah,
that's Barrett. Yeah.
Oh, it is. That's Barrett.
Huh.
Okay.
You know what, man?
Oh, wow.
You had to say the Xbox part because otherwise I'm like, I don't know who the fuck the guy on the far right is off the top of my head. Like,
yeah, I didn't either. I was like, why is he by himself?
And he's the only one alone.
Weird.
But you're right. What?
We getting Final Fantasy VII remake?
I mean, that's what the internet is speculating right now. I just find it funny. It's probably a mistake.
Very well could be.
That game's never coming out on Xbox.
But
people told me for like 2 years it was coming to Xbox, and I said, no, it's not. And they didn't believe me.
That's what I had heard, too. And it's still not there. But,
Anyway, what else you got? Go ahead.
Atlas Fallen does have co-op, too. And I omitted this from my review because I didn't even try it.
Yeah, we needed to try that.
We
didn't try it.
Yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot about it. So I don't know how that works. But it does have co-op. But I don't know. I don't imagine adding another person is going to make the combat any more enjoyable. I mean, outside of you can kind of split responsibilities from as far as enemies, but I don't know. I played that the retro football game.
Oh, Legend Bowl. That game's pretty cool.
Legend Bowl, yes. It is. It does a lot of stuff. There's different tackles.
Yeah, that tutorial that tutorial is wild. It's like, oh, we're gonna keep going. Okay.
Yeah, because that's actually how I ended my night last night before I went to sleep. Is I played an exhibition match, like half of one. I was like, shit, I feel like I don't know how to do some of this stuff. So I hopped in a tutorial, and like the whole thing, I like that it's like a cutscene, like it's like a an interactive cutscene where it's teaching you stuff. Like it was kind of funny. But yeah, the different catches and like they got stiff arms and I'm like, damn, does Madden have, like, is there different tackles in Madden?
Yes, there are. There's shoestring tackles, there's wrap tackles,
really? I never
there's
realized
skid
that.
sticks. Oh yeah, there's they've done a lot to the tackling system. And that's what this is kind of mimicking, is like, well, you can tackle them this way, and you can stiff. Like, if you hold, there's a modifier button in Madden. If you hold down, you can do like a juke or a spin or a hurdle or a stiff arm or a shoulder charge. Like, it's a lot.
I've 100% been playing Madden wrong, man. Okay, I've been like just using like the X button or whatever to tackle. I didn't realize there was all this fancy. Okay, that's what I get for not being a football fan. But Legend Bowl is okay. That's a pretty good game.
I love really too. Like, I like the throwing mechanic of like, it's kind of like what Madden did last year, where you can hold the button down to be more accurate and throw it in a specific place. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked that too. It took me a while to get used to, because that meter was going up. So I was like, wait, I gotta, like in the tutorial, because the way they was wording it, I was like, what? Okay, so in blue you gotta hold it to get to that. But yeah, I do like that system. That's a good game, and that's a dev too that made that, ain't it?
I think so. It's not it's a little pricey. Like, people look at it and kind of golf. I think it's like $25 or $30. So people look at it and be like, well, that's that's a lot for an indie
same
game.
Screen multiplayer.
I mean, obviously it's a football game, so I'd assume.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, because that like, if you were looking for a football game that's probably easier than Madden, I would guess, anyways, from your description, that it's not as much of a sim.
It's not sim, but it does have a lot of complexity.
Yeah.
But could someone play... Like, I'm just trying to figure out where this fits in.
I'd imagine there's probably like a casual mode. Probably.
Yeah.
But if you're in, like, this isn't the game to substitute for Madden, because I don't know if you've looked at any screenshots. This ain't it.
Why? No, but I assumed it was... Is it not two-dimensional?
I mean, here's a screenshot, and I don't think the Madden guys are going to change their
yeah,
game.
No, see, that... But, right. But I was like... Again, it sounds a little bit more sim-like, rather than, like, I was assuming it was going to be more like Tech Mobile.
Oh, no. This is very much like, you need to know the ins and outs of the game.
Yeah, it's a harder sell.
See, I was thinking it was going to be like Tecmo Bowl 2. That's what I was expecting. And then when I got in it, I was like, oh, damn. Okay, this is...
That's more... And Ryan's always going to tell me the name of it. That one on mobile?
Retro Bowl.
Retro Bowl is more like Tecmo Bowl style. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I love that. I play that game all the time, now that Ryan done mentioned it. Like,
this one, so the best comparison I can make on this one is kind of Super Mega Baseball. Like, all of the mechanics are there, but it's kind of cartoony.
Gotcha.
So,
what else did I play? I'll go real quick. Oh, Broforce, because that's finally on Xbox. I booted that up. That game is still a lot of fun.
I always forget some of the characters. Yeah, I booted it up too. Like, I always forget some of the characters, like B.A. Bro Rockus.
Yep.
What is Ellen Ripley's name?
I don't remember.
I haven't unlocked her yet.
Yeah, I think I got.
I like that you're bro. I like that it's bros, but like they're like, yeah, no, women are included.
Yeah, Xena is in there too. I think she's one of the new ones that they added.
God damn it! Here's some of the names: Rambro.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah,
Bromando.
Yeah, Arnold. Yeah.
B.A. Brorakis.
Yeah.
Brodell Walker.
Yeah, that's Chuck Norris, right?
Yep. Brohard.
Yeah, that's John McClane. Yeah.
Die Hard.
Mac Brover.
MacGyver. He throws out a turkey with dynamite.
Braid, which is just Blade.
Blade.
Bro Dread. Bro in Black. Snake Broskin. I fucking love these.
Okay, I got Bro in Black, so my next one must be Snake Broskin. I haven't got him yet.
I love that stupid game. It's so mindless.
RoboCop.
Indiana RoboCop.
Brones.
Oh yeah, I got RoboCop and Indiana Bro. His whip is longer. It was shorter, I feel like, last time I played. I don't know.
Brodan the Brobarian.
Yep.
Dude, this game is awesome. It's on Game Pass.
It's Ellen Rip Bro.
That's pretty good.
Ellen Rip Bro. Yeah, totally on Game Pass. I played a little bit of Overwatch. We played the mission.
Yeah, I've played through. Did you play all three of them?
No, I didn't know there was 3.
There's 3. So did you buy the Invasion?
No, I haven't bought that.
Okay, there's 3 missions in that. The one you played is terrible. I'm sorry.
The event?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't all of that. It was like, yeah, okay, but all right. So the good stuff is in the.
The good stuff is in Invasion. Page. There's 3 story missions. There's a cutscene before and after every mission, and those cutscenes are exactly what you want.
Wow.
No, I want good matchmaking.
Well, I want that too, but I'm talking about for story content.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
The stuff that should have been in there at the beginning of 2, at least.
You get to see a cutscene where Ramatra leaves the monastery and he has a conversation with Zenyatta. Oh my god, it's so good.
Good. Yes, I was hyped when I saw the trailer and I paid it the thing. I was like, "Oh shit, that's my boy that's invading. That's Ramatra."
You get to see kind of the history of it. Like that's what this story is telling. Is how the invasion came to be.
Nice. Okay. Well, then I guess I probably will end up getting it, especially since.
I mean, it's really good. It's not super long. I think it took me. I played all 3 missions. I think it probably took me like an hour to go through all 3 of them.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay.
So.
All right.
And the missions are pretty cool. Like the 3rd mission is by far the best. The Torb mission, that's the best one by far.
Okay. All right, yeah, I'll probably end up getting it. That's it for me for new stuff. I mean, I played a bunch. I played Black Skylands because that actually doesn't come out till I think this week. But I bought the early access on PC, and I realized that since you own that, apparently you can install it on Xbox and play it. So I been playing that. That's pretty good. It's a RPG, pixel isometric view. But it's like everything is in the air, so you captain an airship. You know, there's different weapons and stuff. You upgrade your airship, the weapons, the armor. You have to scavenge, resources to help the father ship where your base is. And you're in this war with these pirates, the Falcons or something like that. But yeah, I'll have to play more of it. But yeah, it's pretty good. But that's all I got. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll move on to the Wombat.
All right. Well, I'm going to be short and sweet because all I played was Zelda.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a great way to use your time.
Yeah, it's. Can I? So I've gushed a lot about how much I enjoy this game. Can I criticize it without everybody thinking I hate it, like Breath of the Wild?
No, probably not. That's not how it works.
Well, let's hear what the complaint is, and then we'll decide whether or not we burn you at the stake.
The complaint is I hate the way the story is told in this game.
Oh, the tears.
Yeah, it's so so. Number one, I dislike the fact that the story is told through. You find the tears, right? But you can find them in any order, and they're autoplay.
Yeah.
Now you can skip it. You can skip it if you're fast enough, but sometimes it takes a second before the little skip button comes up, and you end up with something spoiled because
you've watched them out of order.
You found something out of order with no sort of indication at all when you find the thing that it's out of order.
So
I think that's so lame.
I'm going to say something that agrees. I'm agreeing with you. I think they took the wrong thing away from Breath of the Wild, where the same thing could be right. Remember Breath of the Wild, where you had to find the points using the and then you would recall the memory or whatever. So those had enough, I guess, time in between them that and the way they were written, where you could watch them out of order and slowly still build up the story. It didn't really matter which order you were finding them in. You were getting information about how the past worked. And then when you have all of them, they send you to one spot. And that's where it sort of was like, okay, this is the last sort of moment before Link gets put to sleep.
Right.
And so the other parts were like tertiary information you needed to know to have that moment make sense, rather than a story that's kind of going through and in sequential order in a very short period of time. I agree with you. I do not like how the story is told, and I specifically don't like a certain element of that whole aspect that actually really bothered me. So
all right.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Luckily, I've been able to. I got a couple minor spoilers, but since then I've been kind of able to either by luck find them in the right order or skip them fast enough. But it's just, I don't know. I kind of understand what they're going for. It feels like somebody told Nintendo, hey, ever since BioShock, and really System Shock, but BioShock's the more recent example. People love finding bits of the story, but it's like, you don't tell the whole story that way. And then you don't sort of make it so easy to get way out of order by just hiding all of the story around the map in really non-obvious order.
And there's no reason why either. Like it would make sense if the game was more linear, I guess, but the way you handled Ocarina of Time's world, right, where you would need a certain item to even get into the Gerudo Valley, so it would then make sense if they set it so each tier was specific to that area, but none of them are. So you could, in theory, just say, okay, when the person has collected their second tier, this is the story that plays.
Right, that's 100% what they should have done.
I don't fully understand in this one.
They could have done. They could have done exactly what they did: hide it in the tiers, in the glyphs on the world, but just make it so whichever one you find first plays the first story beat, whichever one you find second plays the second story beat. It's I'm not a fan of the way they did it. As much as I love everything else in this game, I'm not a fan of the way they told the story.
Now I'm gonna dial a fanboy, and they're gonna tell you where you're wrong.
Well, that's fine. And listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Actually,
and I'm sure for 4 years now, I'm gonna get accused of hating the game because I don't like the way the story's told.
I'll defend you on that.
But
I mean, I've stopped playing.
Too. I agree with you. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
either.
It's bad.
I mean,
it's a bad design.
once I found out what I had my suspicion as soon as I saw like the first or second or whatever, because you have to get one tier as one of the missions. But
and they do direct you to the first one. Like they
that one doesn't spoil
much.
Right. But like as I got more of the story, I was like, I don't like where this is going. And then as soon as it was confirmed, I was like, I don't really like the implications of all this, like within the fiction. And I was like, I've had actually a hard time going back. Like I've gone back, I've played more. It's still a fun game, but I was just like, that's so kind of fucked up. I'm not really interested.
I wish they would have told it a different way. It seems like it would have been easier to tell it in a sequential way. But whatever. It is what it is. It doesn't diminish really how much I'm enjoying actually playing the game. But the other thing that I know I'm going to get hate for this too, but the other thing that's helpful in and I know they do it on purpose because they want people to just sort of discover stuff, but there are like long side quests, and it's hard to tell which parts of it you've done and which parts of it you haven't.
I know what you're saying.
I'm thinking specifically of the newspaper quest
Oh, yeah, that's way too long.
It's hard to know which stable you've been to. I mean, not which stable you've been to because it shows up on the map if you've been there, but which one you've done the mission for.
Yeah.
And so I do think a little bit of if they had cribbed some of the quest tracking from other open world games, and I know people are going to say, well, it's the whole joy of it is going around and discovering. It's like, yeah, that's fun, but what's also fun is knowing what the fuck I've done and what I haven't. Because and there's a reason those other games have that. There's a reason that those other games have some tracking mechanisms to tell you what you've done and what you haven't. But again, those are relatively, I feel like, minor. It seems weird to say that the storytelling of the game is a minor concern, but storytelling in these games is so minimal anyway that it doesn't have a huge impact on my enjoyment of the game, but it's definitely a criticism.
I think there's like 3 Zelda games where I'd say the story is deep.
I was going to say, not a lot of people come to Zelda for the gripping narrative.
No, that's not
Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess are probably the 3 that are like deep, and then maybe Skyward Sword has some stuff, but like for the most part, I have a sword and I hit things.
There's an evil that I gotta defeat, and
generally it's one of 2.
I mean,
and it's usually the one guy.
It's usually just the same one, even though they mask it 1,000 times. Like, well, it's not him this time. Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Twilight Princess, beat and switch. The other one is Vati, who's only been the villain 3 times, I think.
So dumb.
There's Link's Awakening doesn't have.
Well,
canon.
Yeah, that's because that's a dream. It's a dream,
right? So, but he does feature as one of the shadows.
Of course,
in that Oracle and Ages and Seasons. That's the special boss when you link the 2 cartridges. Minish Cap, Four Swords Adventures is all Vati. I guess technically, Phantom Hourglass you don't fight Ganon because you've already killed him. Link Between Worlds, you sort of fight him, and you sort of fight him in. Because you don't fight. Yeah, I guess Ganon comes back. And then there's Spirit Tracks where you
somehow
don't fight
Ganon
him.
Returned.
Ganon
fucking all the time, guys.
At the end of every Zelda game, there's just a title card that says Ganon will return in the Avengers.
Oh God.
Nice.
Sorry.
Anyhow, so I'm still greatly enjoying the game. But yeah, those are just a couple minor criticisms for me. And I mean, the only other pastime I have outside of that is being jealous of all the people playing Baldur's Gate. That's the only.
Oh my God! I didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my other gaming time right now is just spending time being depressed about how everybody's playing Baldur's Gate but me.
Which is funny because when it comes out on PlayStation, you'll be like, "Well, sorry, Starfield."
Yep, 100%.
Right.
I had my chance. So
yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, we'll all be like, "Well, sorry, Baldur's Gate, Starfield."
It's Starfield time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right, I'll wrap it up. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Overwatch because I'm just angry. I am the epitome of the Steam reviews. I can't stop playing it, but I hate it. That's where I'm at this point in my life. Like, if you asked me to give it a review score right now, I'd be like 3 out of 10. This game fucking pisses me off. All right, cue for the next round. It ain't fixed. It ain't fixed.
It's an abusive relationship. God.
Dude, there was a streak of 10 games yesterday where I went 2-8, and I'm just like, all right.
Ooh.
All right.
Jeez.
And I turned it off and watched some TV, and then like 20 minutes after I watched TV, I was like, let's cue it up.
Yeah, you felt ready.
Yeah.
Go back in.
I was like, it's going to be good now. It's going to be good now. It wasn't. Spoiler, it wasn't. I think I've played, what am I? I'm like at 52 played games in Season 6, and I've lost 31 of them? So I'm under 500?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's bad. Oh, I had somebody tell me yesterday I was playing DPS, I had somebody put in the chat, don't ever play DPS.
Wow.
I mean, we were getting rolled. I was like, 4 kills, 9 deaths. Like, it was just a bad game. And he called it out in the chat. He's like, 4 and 9. You need to never play. He ended the game 8 and 15, and I ended the game 9 and 9. I just want to point that out.
That's usually how it works. If people run their mouth. Like,
I mean, I wanted to type in the chat because he was running Doom into Orisa and he couldn't play Doom, and I'm like, man, I don't know if you know how this game works, but Doom doesn't go into Orisa unless you've got the comp for it, and unless you're a really good Doom, that doesn't work. Like, this game's not really called Overwatch; it's called Counterwatch. If somebody runs a Pharaoh on the enemy team, if somebody runs a Pharaoh on the enemy team, you don't run Reaper Junkrat, okay? We know this. This is how this works.
Yeah. That's true.
Good God almighty. Oh, people are dumb. But anyway, what else did I play? A lot of the stuff we already talked about. But I did start a playthrough of Blaster Master Zero. I never played through it. And I'm really enjoying that game.
Yeah, that game kicks ass.
Yeah, I think I'm on the 3rd area. I've got the girl. Like, I found her. So I'm that's where I'm at. We just started, like, the next area.
Is it a prequel to Black? I didn't know that was a thing.
Dude, I don't... Old? This isn't old, but at the same time, it's like, are you really here for the story? No, you're here to get in your little car and shoot a man.
What is neat is that it makes both the English version and the Japanese version of the original Blaster Master canon.
I mean, yeah. But I'm still... you know what I'm here for? I'm here for the double jumping, the shooting, and the goddamn music.
What I liked about Blaster Master Zero is that you could play as other characters. Like, yeah, do you want to play as Shantae? Like, I suppose, sure. And she has a totally different moveset. You could play as Mighty Number 9.
Is this stuff you have to unlock? Because it didn't give me an option.
Some of it's DLC.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I've got all 3 of the games, and I figured like I would go through them.
So here's a weird thing that happened with those games over time. And I don't think it carried over to the actual games, but the artwork got hornier.
Oh, Jesus.
And, like, it was weird. It's still weird to me.
I don't understand the point of that. Like, Blaster Master, there was never an ounce of that in the original games.
No. And, like, you know, you look at the... Like, you got the frog still. Like, it's, you know... It's all that shit, right? And it's just like, cool. And then it's like, yeah, by the time you hit 3, it's like, oh, they're really focusing on the girl a lot more.
Like, why?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, I know why. Because gamers be horny.
You're like, did we need this picture?
That's one of those truisms.
That is
what
that is.
What's the frog standing on it? What?
What in the world? Why is the frog... Okay, yeah, y'all doing a lot.
We don't need this.
Is it an anime game? I did. When did Blaster? I only played the first one on NES. Is this a whole series?
Blaster Master Zero is a new series created by Inti Creates. Yeah.
And like the original Blaster Master, like in America, you were a kid chasing after his frog, and in Japan, it was kind of more this style. And so they kind of combined the 2 stories. You actually run into, I think, the American version, because you're playing as the Japanese version in this, and then you run into the American. Yeah.
I mean, they're great games.
Kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, I might. Okay. All right.
I also checked out Gigabash. It's all right. It scratches that War of the Monsters itch. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, I have nostalgia for those kind of games between King of the Monsters, War of the Monsters, you know, those kind of games. But when I sit down to play them, I'm like, these are really built as multiplayer games, and I'm just not going to play against other people. So.
Oh, okay. See, but does it have multi? Because that was my question.
Yes.
Does it have multiplayer?
Yeah, it has multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
It also has a story mode, and it has a tutorial, and like it's pretty fun. It's got some solid controls. There's no lock on, which makes it a little rough because some of your moves are kind of wild and you'll miss some hits. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you play the Anthony has brought it up before, the one that it's came out recently, and I say recently, it's been like a couple of years, but there's two of them. I can't think of the title of them, but they're like those monster fighting games. I think the second one they did a crossover with Ultraman. Anthony.
That stupid mech game.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. My son liked it.
I can't think of the name.
They made two of them, right?
Yes, they did.
It was two of them.
Anthony, you reviewed it. What was it called?
What?
The mech game that was on Xbox and PlayStation. They made two of them. An Ultraman crossover.
Sorry.
Why can't I think of the
Override.
name? Override.
Override,
okay.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. So how does it compare to Override?
No, it's nothing like Override. This is straight up like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is straight up like. Did you ever play King of the Monsters, the SNK game?
Yeah, all that stuff you mentioned, I love.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like top down, isometric perspective, fighting on a battlefield kind of thing. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, Override was more like. Override was more like a not King of the Monsters, War of the Monsters, which is the PS2 fighting game.
Yes, yeah, like 3D behind the back perspective kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like a little bit less stuck to the back. That was 2. 2 was the one where they're like, "Oh, you're now over the shoulder," and it's like, "What are you doing?"
That second one was bad.
I have both of them.
Yeah, the
second one controls like they're trying to be in Evo, but no one playing it. So
no, that thing died before it came out.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was trying to play online. Because again, I like those games, but I like them playing against people. So I was trying to play online, and I mean, I was waiting 10, 15 minutes for a match. I'm like, well, fuck this, Jesus. So yeah, I didn't really mess with it, but I'm hopeful for Gigabash because I think it has crossplay too, right? Because it's on everything now.
I didn't check. I don't want to say yes or no.
I'll look.
Is that
no worries? I'll look.
Is Gigabash going to be on Game Pass?
No.
Oh.
No. It's I mean it's out on everything. It was funny because they initially didn't announce it for Xbox, and then at the last minute they did, and it dropped. Like they didn't even like have like a we'll see it later. No, it just fucking dropped.
They did nice. All right.
Yeah, and when it launched, it didn't have achievements. Like that's how hot it came in. So. Then the last game I think I want to talk about is Quake 2, which Shadow dropped on Friday. Shadow dropped as in like we all knew it was coming. Oh, it's so good.
Was it glorious?
So it was so funny, like, and it couldn't have dropped at a better time for like you fucking assholes. But like, Quake 2 is a remaster, all new engine, like all new graphics, includes all the DLC. Includes Quake 64, supports up to 120 frames a second. Like, all of these upgrades is $10. But if you want a port of an Xbox 360 game, it's $50 for Red Dead.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But no,
Rockstar don't care.
No, he even said
they think the price is warranted due to the market, like... What they basically should have just said, I think we can get that money if we squeeze people hard enough.
Yeah, people will pay for it. Which is crazy because the people that are going to pay for it obviously don't have a new Xbox because you could just play it.
That's how I played it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't play it very long ago. Like, Drew and I did it for Phoenix Town. It was my first time through. I knew it was going to happen because my father played the shit out of it. And we only had one PS3, so...
There's literally a reason why there is not an Xbox version of this.
Can I get one of them Werther's Originals? Can you pass me one of them?
Grandma in church is back.
Yeah. The only thing...
Hey, but wait.
I don't know how that happened.
Multiplayer?
Yeah, it's full on multiplayer. So check this out. You can play online.
No. Do you play it multiplayer?
I'm afraid to go online. I used to be like a savant at Quake 2. Like the railgun was my jam. I could hit anybody across the map. But I feel like, 43-year-old me, nah, dude, I'd probably get smoked.
I feel it. I was just wondering, because I was reading the thing on here, and I saw it had online multiplayer, and I was like, oh, man, I should get on there. But I'm like, oh, I'm kind of old now.
Yeah, like, I don't think I could hit my shots. Like, I picked up Sojourn in Season 6 because I was like, I want to learn a new character. And, like, I'm at, like, about, 43% on my charge shots. So that's not... It's not hateful, but it's not like good.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
So I don't know if I'll play Quake, but the cool thing about Quake 2 is like all the multiplayer's there. You can play with anybody, and it also has split screen. And on Xbox, you can go up to 8 players on a single console.
Damn!
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I noticed this yesterday. We'd have played Quake. Holy crap!
Yeah,
we might play Quake today. I might get on that.
Y'all want to play some Quake? I'll play some Quake.
I used to play a lot of Unreal Tournament on Dreamcast.
Fucking right, we did. Remember, like, watching us teleport across the
Unreal
map?
Tournament.
Yep.
Because we were playing on dial-up.
Dial-up, yep.
Nice.
Dial-up Dreamcast internet.
Oh, it was so bad, but we loved it.
We did.
Yep. Unreal Tournament was shit.
And then the indie games, I'll just rattle through these real quick. So I booted up Fruit Adventures and it doesn't work, so I couldn't play that. Like literally just boots to a black screen with a cursor, and I could move the cursor in a small window of the screen, but it never did anything else. I was like, all right, that's new.
Nice.
I played the Rabbit Crazy Adventure, which I earned 1,000 out of 1,000 achievement points after 5 minutes. So there's that. Cube.
You're just that good.
I'm just that good. I am a professional.
This is a professional gaming podcast. By that we mean it's only professional gamers.
That's right. Cube Airport is essentially like, here's a grid of some squares. You've got so many moves. You roll this square into the correct spot, and then a plane takes off. I played like 3 levels. I'm like, okay. Skamba Snowfall is a third-person adventure game with some really weird, like, European visual aesthetic that I wasn't really digging. And the camera's way too fast. It was making me sick. So I had to not play that. And then I booted up this game called Running Fable, which is like this, I guess, like a racing game. But, like, before the race, you gotta set, like, a bunch of eggs on the map, and I'm like, okay.
Anybody familiar with Kids in the Hall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Run Fable. I can't say the word, but that's what came to mind when he said that.
I mean, it looks like it's like rabbits and tortoises and shit running. I don't know. It's like it asked me to put a bunch of eggs on a map, and I put 10, and it was still not enough, and I was like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. So I turned it off.
That's too many eggs. I mean, they want
That's
a dozen
too many eggs
at that point.
I'm like, if I got to do all this prep
one
work,
egg is 40 eggs?
What?
Sorry. I think
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I
think you should leave. Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
This isn't corn. A new day. One for my king.
Egg shows the asshole.
That's it. That's
great stuff.
That's all I played. I'm trying to find something to keep me from playing Overwatch, but I haven't. Like, I need Madden to come out, which is a good segue, because let's talk about what's coming out this week.
Well, I was just going to actually jump off you finding something else to play. Like, I've been in the slump as of late. Like, there's things I want to play, and that is, I'm not saying I don't want to play these games because they're not good. I'm saying, like, for some reason, though, I'm not clicking with it at this exact moment. Like, the only thing I can think of where I'd be, like, really into it is Baldur's Gate 3, but since I'm playing with Terrence and Drew and Jay, I'm like, I'll probably just leave it so I get to experience it fresh with everybody else, even though they've already played it. So I step back from that, and just everything else. I'm like, I want this, I want to play this, but I just don't want to play this now.
Yeah, I'm doing that with a lot of stuff. Like, I'll boot up something and I'll play it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not feeling this right now. Like, I enjoy the game, but it's just not clicking with me right now. So hopefully some of the releases coming up will do that, which includes we're going to go into new releases for this week. Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. Madden NFL 24 Deluxe Edition drops on Tuesday, and then you can get the regular edition, I believe, on Friday. Also, Astro Flame Starfighter. Everspace 2 is out this week, so I know a couple of y'all are
forgot
excited.
about that.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Moving Out 2, Creepy Tale, Ingrid Penance, Rayland 2, not Rayman, it's Rayland 2.
Rayland.
Gord, Hello Engineer, Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, Let's Build a Zoo, Aquarium Odyssey, Marble It Up.
Hello Engineer?
Hello Engineer.
I thought that was... Why did I think that was canceled?
No, I think there's a Steam
demo out
key.
for that too.
I think there's a Steam key
Okay.
sitting in my inbox if anybody wants it. I just ignored it.
No.
Okay.
It's a multiplayer machinery construction game set in the Hello Neighbor universe. What does that even mean?
Dude, I don't know.
Is
Ask,
there a
So I
universe?
played the demo.
Ask my kid.
You're
He'll
one of
know.
the kids. Yeah, you're one of the kids, and you have to build contraptions. Like, the first thing is you have to build this car, and you pick up the wheels and attach it to the frame, and then you have to drive it down this.
And I'm out.
It's not for me, but yeah, I was like, nah, I was out after the first little thing. Sorry, Ian, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if you want to know what that is, ask my kid. He knows the hell.
I legitimately thought it was canceled.
Whoa.
I forgot. I thought there was one of those games in that series that was just like, no, this is not fun. We're canceling. So that's the reason why it threw me off.
I mean, they didn't cancel Shenmue 3. That wasn't fun.
Here we go.
Oh God, that's the second Shenmue shot, man.
Any chance I get, I'm taking one.
Ken's got to take shots at Shenmue because Overwatch has destroyed all the joy in his life.
This is true, but at least there's more than 5 people that bought Overwatch. So I'm just saying.
Oh no! There's a bunch of people that bought Shenmue 3. If you go on YouTube, you'll find a bunch of people that are like, I was so excited, and it hurt me. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, did you play the first 2? You should have known. I mean, the setup.
Oh no,
was right there.
This looks like it's even worse.
I reviewed it, Anthony. I know it's bad. Motherfucker, I imported Shenmue the original when it came out.
Why would you hurt yourself like that?
We didn't have we didn't have like all this, YouTube and all that stuff back in my day, so we just had to take a chance.
First game was fun. Come on,
no,
now.
it was
We're
not.
getting out
I
of
liked the
control
first
here.
game.
The first game was
liked the
interesting
first
for
game.
an hour until you realized that it was bad underneath all the, oh my god, look, I can take this toy out of a machine. This is neat. The first time I had to physically dial a rotary phone, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's called immersion.
No, it's not. It's called
It's
boring.
immersion, you piece of shit.
Left.
Get immersed.
Right. Carry the box. Do your job. Stupid.
Drive a forklift.
Well,
You're
game.
fucking
Get the
certified.
forklift job. Okay?
Yeah, get
I like
forked.
the
That's what I
game.
say, because fuck that game.
Not get forked.
Oh, it's fucking.
The first game got me through my wisdom teeth surgery, so
I mean,
there will always
you
be
were
a-
clearly
there will
very
always
high.
be
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There will always
that's
be
not
a soft spot.
Ryan was
Where the-
very
where the
high.
tooth
That's why he
used
has
to
good
be.
memories of Shenmue.
I was not.
I know. I like fucking with Shenmue people because they get so mad. They're like, "You don't know what you're talking about. Ryu Hazuki is the man." No, he's not. He's really not.
Listen, I've played the later ones. It falls off pretty hard. I'm not going to defend them. I'm just saying that I enjoyed the first one, like Riot is saying. I enjoyed the first one. It was a good game. The third one, I can't help them niggas. I don't know what they got going on. So, whatever.
I think when I was reviewing it, I sent Anthony a video of one of the characters, and it was just one of the funniest shits I've ever seen. Like, just his
Nice.
delivery of dialogue was so bad.
All stiff.
I saw
Hi.
What are
some
you
videos
doing?
of it. It was
No,
really
go
bad. The voice, it was really bad.
Like, what are you?
So,
what are you?
yeah.
What was your direction? They just pointed to the fence outside, so started acting.
That! Just act like that fence post!
Oh, all right. Marble It Up Ultra. Quantum Recharged. I think any game with the word quantum in it is probably going to be a failure.
Quantum Theory.
Yeah, what was that?
The firefighter game? I don't know what that's called.
Quantum Error.
Quantum Error.
Quantum Error.
That's Quantum Error.
Quantum Break. Quantum Break was basically a failure, even though I liked the game. It was good.
It's a good game, but it was a failure.
Break.
Yeah. There was Quantum Redshift, which was Microsoft's Wipeout ripoff, which was also a failure.
There was Quantum Theory, which I think
Japanese Gears of War, right?
War. Yep.
That was a bad game.
That game was good though.
No, it was not. Quantum Theory was terrible.
It okay.
I love the immediate. That was a good game, though. No, was it?
Right, like what?
Like I like the
can't be fun.
Nope.
I like the game, but it doesn't get regard. Quantum Conundrum.
Oh, the puzzle game from Kim
Yeah.
Swift, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that.
how the fuck did you remember that it was Kim Swift?
I told you, Anthony, my fucking brain is packed with video game knowledge. You don't even understand.
I'm gonna double down on this statement here.
Just saying, like, you can name something. I'm
like, holy shit, though. Like, I did not know that. I just knew it was a game that existed, and you're just like, yeah, the Kim Swift game. Yeah, that was a good game. It just didn't. It was popular for a time. I don't hear about it anymore.
No, she left after Portal and like made that, and like nobody played it, which sucked because it was okay. All right, 2 Point Campus Medical School, Chrome Wolf, and then you know what else is out on Friday? I'll give you a hint. This game is going to come out on Friday, be dead by Monday. It's like Solomon fucking Grundy.
Oh god damn.
You know what? You know what?
Solomon Grundy.
You know what it is?
Yeah. No. What is it?
I don't.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah, there's
actually. Oh my god!
So that game is coming out, and there's an AEW match themed after it next week on Wednesday. A Texas Chainsaw Death Match.
Stop.
Product placement Taco Bell.
When they announced that?
Last week. Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett.
Product placement
Taco
Taco
Bell. I must have missed that. Okay. I'll watch that match. I actually want to play that game.
Of course
but I will tell you this. I don't. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna gloss over that shit.
You walked over it. You're glossing over it?
I did. That's why I said I was gonna gloss over
you got wood on.
You actually are getting like wood and stuff. Like you can come off the ship.
Fucking.
I love that I come here every week to be bullied. I love it.
Yeah, that's
absolutely love it.
You come here. I need you to stop getting wood.
Oh shit!
But no. I think Texas Chainsaw will be saved because it's launching on Game Pass. It's kind of like Exo Primal had a million players. And in the world,
how's Exo Primal doing? How's Exo Primal doing?
Yeah. I have no idea because I uninstalled
it. Speaks volumes, doesn't it? You know what's the best? So here's I'll tell you another telltale sign of this game. So they asked us if we want review codes, and I asked Terrence, "So you want to play it?" He's like, "Yeah." And they're like, well, you get review codes day of launch. I'm like,
yeah. And I was like, well, I'll catch them on Game Pass.
I was like
no.
Why would I don't even understand that. It's like, okay, so it's an online game, so maybe the servers aren't turned on, but like, people could just play it. Then, like, why?
Exactly. They do that with online. I've reviewed games that have been online that they give it to you. That Deceive Inc. was like that. Like, why would you? Nah. I'll play it on Game Pass because I think it'll be fun. Because Friday the 13th was fun. Like, and that's all I want. Like, with a group of us, like we would goof around, and then like you could kill Jason if you do the different steps. Yes, it had glitches, it had problems. I'm just saying we had a good time. Like,
I wish Drew was here so we could talk about our experience with Friday the 13th. Where, man, that game was so broken.
It was, but it was broken in a fun way. Y'all should have been playing with us because like I don't know if y'all just had the two of y'all, but like we had a whole group.
No,
like, everybody in my house played it.
There was like 3 or 4 of us that played it, and like at one point we just stopped trying to play it and just started doing stupid fucking like movements and like having Jason like strangle people and just carry him around the map.
Like, yeah. Okay. Well, see. because it had a lot of technical glitches when it came out, and then the servers were jacked up, and then you could only like play people, like you had to invite them into a party because their matchmaking was messed up. Like it had a lot of jacked up stuff. But I don't know, the loop, the gameplay loop was fun. Like we figured out how to kill Jason, and we would try to do that in every match. Like, and that requires like teamwork because you have to do a bunch of different stuff. But that's what I'm hoping for from Texas Chainsaw, which from the videos, because I didn't get to play the alpha, it looks like it'll be similar. There's a bunch of moving parts.
All
it's
right,
not
so
just escape.
I'm going to sum up.
Get killed.
I'm going to sum up Friday the 13th in the chat with just one image.
Oh, it better be Chad because that's yes. Bro,
I've never even played the game, and I knew what image you were going to post.
Yeah, every single time,
that's what
every
everybody
single
knows.
Game.
Yep, that's what you get because like the intro is like they're sitting around a campfire, and then Jason shows up, and then like he turns around and is like, it makes that face, and it happens in the rain. It happens on every map. It's oh my god!
Does it happen in the rain or in the snow? Does it have that funky flow?
It does.
Come on, what's that from?
Does.
What's it from?
Oh god damn!
I don't know. Thank God.
What?
I know. Wait. Parappa the Rapper?
That's right, baby.
No.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, that is Parappa. Yeah.
In the rain, because it's the Jamaican frog. He's like in the rain, in the snow.
Yeah.
I got that funky flow.
God, I love those games. They should bring them back.
Oh man. Now you know which way to go.
I was not a huge Parappa the Rapper fan.
Oh man, but you like Shenmue.
Oh,
See,
really?
This is why I can't fuck with you. What's going on?
My god.
All right, PlayStation 5 is pretty much the same stuff. The Black Skylands, which Terrace talked about. Dust and Neon. What else we got on here that's not on the other list? In Zone, A World Apart Complete Edition. Ryan's favorite game, Human Fall Flat, the Dream Collection.
Yeah.
Neko Journey.
I got a legit question, Ryan, and I don't know if you'll have an answer, but what's the thing for that? Like, what's the goal of that game?
It's like a puzzle game. It's like a platforming puzzle game. You try to figure out how to get to the end of a stage when you're playing it single player.
Okay.
In reality, though, most of the time when you're not fighting with the controls, it devolves into like let's just mess with each other kind of game.
Okay,
at least when my son and his friends play it, that's what happens. Which is why Bang Beast was such a big hit, because it was basically just, okay, well, let's do that, only make it a fighting game.
I legitimately did not know if it was just a game where you just played with physics or not. Like, that's legitimately, like, I just had no idea. I guess that's kind of a lot like, what is it? I Am Bread.
It has a point. Yeah, it's like I Am Bread. That's similar.
So for real, you've never played Human Fall Flat, Anthony?
For real, yeah, no. Never.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Terry?
Does he play Rubber Bandits, your son? Or have you?
I have not. I'm not sure if he's played that or not. He may have.
My son played it like once, and he didn't care for it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
that wasn't the one. There was one that's multiplayer. That's like what Anthony was talking about, where you were saying, where it's that kind of physics, like Human Fall Flat, but it's like multiplayer. Like you have to.
Well, Gang Beasts is like that.
Each other up. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Yeah, that Gang Beasts is a big hit in this.
What's that game that's coming out that every time Xbox shows it?
Oh, the animal
Party Animals.
Party Animals.
I'm not joking when I say that is my son's most anticipated game.
I kind of want to play it
like 3 times a week to see if that's got a release.
I don't believe that game is real at this point. Like,
it's been forever. Like, what the heck?
That game is a grift. I don't believe it's real. Sorry.
Oh, come on. There's only one of those in gaming. That's, Star Citizen is just Jesus.
All right, PS4 and Xbox One, mostly the same stuff, but we are getting Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare coming to PS4 for $50 if you want to buy that. Shinobi Non Grata, which sounds like it would be really cool just by the name. That sounds like some Ninja John Wick shit. I don't know. But I don't know what it is. And then the Psycho...
I'm looking it up.
Okay, well, I'm going to say Psycho Shooting Library Volumes 1 and 2 coming to PS4.
Okay. So, it is a 2D NES-styled game. I'm going to just share the title screen that I think is really kind of awesome. And then, here is a screenshot. It looks... I don't want to say Castlevania, but I also don't want to say Ninja Gaiden, because it's not...
Oh, I like that. That looks...
Right?
That looks cool.
Yeah, there's some...
It does look good.
It looks like... you know what? It kind of looks like Splatterhouse, or... I think that's the best example I can think of. Where it's not really like a platformer either.
That's a lie, Terrence. It's not coming out September 20th. That's a lie.
I mean...
Party Animals is not coming out September 20th. That's a lie.
We'll see.
Yeah, this Shinobi Don Grata game, I'm watching the trailer for it. Yeah, I think that's a game I would like to play. Holy shit.
I might check that out. Because it's probably cheap, right? It's probably cheap.
So on PC, it's $20.
That's not hateful.
No, that looks pretty spot on for the amount of detail. Like the way that the bigger sprites move, they're different sprites because that's how they would have had to do it on like an old Genesis or whatever.
On Xbox, it's $14.99.
Well, I'm in Canada, so that's probably about right.
Oh, by the way, I feel bad now. We were joking about Quantum Recharged earlier. That is, that's an old Atari game. That's one of those, like, you know how they did Centipede Recharged and,
Oh, that makes more sense now.
Yeah, that's what that game is.
Oh, damn, that looks good.
So.
You draw circles around your enemies. That's the game.
Yep.
I know this game. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Quantum Recharge is.
That's an instant pickup. The fucking visuals on this are fucking crazy.
Have you played one of the Recharge games? They're really good.
No.
They're really good.
I'm gonna have to pick up some.
I think I reviewed Centipede Recharge. That was rad. Alright, what else we got? Nope, that's all the same. Looks like that's it for those, so let's move to the Switch. We got Tow Truck Driver Simulator 2023, starting off with a bang. Moving Out 2, which is on everything, I believe. Summer Valley Hike. The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. A castle...
Cosmic Will or Cosmic Wheel?
Wheel.
Okay.
A castle full of cats.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you something about that.
I know somebody's got a whole castle full of cats.
I've played that game. And it's one of those Where's Waldo sort of things. You're just looking for cats in the pictures. But they do it in this way that it makes it feel like a Metroidvania, the way you move through the castle to find the next area where you're just finding cats in like the image or the background and stuff. I was really impressed by that game, and I think they donate them to charity. So, yeah, I like Castle Full of Cats. I recommend it.
Chrome Wolf, which anytime there's something wolf, I always think of Airwolf.
Chrome Wolf, I was very disappointed with when I'm like Chrome Wolf. Ooh, I'm thinking mechs.
I assumed it was like Chrome Hounds. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Ken, what do you? Two words? What do you? I have 2 words to describe this. Do you want to guess what those 2 words are?
Weeboo Simulator.
I mean, you goddamn close. Chemco RPG.
Oh.
Wow.
Fucking Ryan's disgust. The way you said wow. Holy shit. Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Here, hold on. I have to send this screenshot because you're just gonna be like, really? That's a fucking screenshot from the game? Yes, I'm not kidding.
I mean, it's a Chemco RPG, so yep, that's about what I was expecting. That looks like some shit I made in RPG Maker back on the PS1.
Yeah, well, it is. They are RPG Maker games. A lot of the Chemco ones are. However, most of them use like more unique graphics. Like they actually go in and put their own graphics in. This legit just looks like the base base stuff from an RPG Maker game.
I don't know if y'all saw this, and I should have sent this to Anthony because he would have appreciated it more than anybody. So Kemco does a lot on Xbox, so much in fact that they released this last week.
I saw that, and you know what? For some reason in my head, I just went, "Oh yeah, that's fine." That's 50, weird. Now that you bring it,
50 RPGs. It's $200, and you should not spend
$200.
You should not spend $2 on this.
I mean, here's the thing: there's some that are like, clearly this is not like an RPG, or if it's an RPG Maker game, they've really changed a bunch of stuff in it. But like clearly that, but you can just buy that separately and not spend $200. You know?
Yes, because most of the games
it's got a 4-star rating.
Of course it does, because the only people that bought it, because you have to have bought it to review it, which means that the people that spend $200 are like, well,
can you get me a code for?
Yeah,
no.
There's a weird golf game, but like all these pictures that they're showing are the good ones. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's so many bad ones.
Yeah,
so many bad ones.
Because like I know As Divine has a pretty big following now, and like if you look at the screenshots, like all of it's custom artwork. It's the tile sets still, but like they've gone and done their own sprites. And but yeah, Kemco RPGs, man. Every week there's a new one.
Oh yeah, at least one a week.
And then I got to question how good the writing in any of those are.
Mm-hmm. All right. Die After Sunset. Duck Race, Gauntler, Hidden Shapes, Cat Realm, plus Trick or Cats, Sate's Shop Tycoon, the DLC for Vampire Survivors and Vampire Survivors all coming to Switch this week.
Yeah, I might pick that up.
Man, that's gonna run like shit when they get to like full screen stuff.
It just starts smoking. The Switch is just on fire. Yeah.
Airplane Race Simulator 2-player game. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Oh wow, okay. I didn't realize that was
I think it's coming to Switch first, if I'm not mistaken.
Terrence, I think that means Vampire Survivors co-op is finally coming to Xbox.
Oh nice.
So we might have to cause some chaos that way.
Cat's Cosmic... A lot of cat games this week. Cat's Cosmic Atlas. Embraced by Autumn. That's probably a horny game. That sounds like a horny game.
Yeah, it sounds like one.
And then Sable's Grimoire. Man and
Also
Elf.
sounds like a horny game.
A horny game?
Yeah, that too.
All right.
Hormel chili game.
That's all.
Okay, so which one was before Sable's Grimoire?
Embraced by Autumn. Embraced.
I don't know. This could be a.
Just...
I don't know right now. Hold on. I want to
game.
I have to.
It could also be like a.
It's a visual novel, but it. Oh no, it's horny. Okay.
See, told you.
I was gonna say the only other thing it could be would be like a Harvest Moon style game.
Sable's Grimoire.
Man and
is
Elf.
Definitely a horny game.
Yeah,
but
not a shock. Not a shock.
This screenshot is just
they can't stop our love.
Yep.
That's exactly.
What is that? Like, what is that?
Is she coming on to the Pillsbury Doughboy?
I don't know, man. I saw it and was like,
"Where's the Night Court meme with the no? That's a penis."
that's not from Night Court. That's from How I Met Your Mother.
I know, but that guy's in Night Court. I always associate him with Night Court. I don't know why. Oh, but yeah, that's a penis. I can't with these games.
So
I don't understand.
I have so many questions about that image now that I
can't. Neither of them seem to be like on the. I don't know how to the severity of pervert level. Like all those games, like it was a bit of kissing in the screenshots and not like anything more than that. But
severity of pervert.
Yeah, perversion, I guess, would be the word I'd be using. You know what I mean?
Rating scale.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is something you still should feel ashamed about.
I don't know if you've all ever been on.
Not like I have to tell the authorities.
I don't know if
you'll be ashamed of your words and deeds.
Like if you go on like those like streaming movie services like Vudu or Apple TV, and like you go down to the ratings, and I think it's Vudu that has the one with the lips that says sexy stuff, and it has like a 4-star rating on it or whatever.
It is. Yep, it is.
That's what we need in video games now. Like, how horny are you? Where's the horny meter?
I'm just thinking of like some of the other stuff we've mentioned. Like, I don't know. I think it's like just straight up just called like hentai puzzle.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And then there's those games that were, and this is fucking always weird with Japanese anime. The girl, she only looks 12, and then as soon as that conversation has to start, I'm just like, the worst. That's when you get to the most severe level of it. It's just like, okay, get out.
Oh Christ! All right,
don't touch anything with your sticky fingers.
Let's do some news before it gets too sticky up in here. Sony launched a public beta test for PS5 cloud gaming, which goes up to 4K, which is hilarious that they got to this before Microsoft did.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it'll work when everybody's on it, obviously, because I don't know. I've played a lot of streaming services. Ain't none of them going to be replacing my native games anytime soon. Just throwing that out there. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm curious how, because I saw a lot of advertisements about Starfield being like no console required because you can stream it with the Samsung TVs.
Yes.
Like, I'm really curious how that's going to look.
Well, I have a Samsung TV, Terrence. I could test it for you.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
yes.
Please do. Yeah, test it. Let us know. Report back.
Sony also is reportedly delaying multiple fiscal year 2023 first-party games. I don't... Okay. This report was all over the internet, and people were like freaking out. I'm like, but what games? I don't know. Okay, well, let's not talk about it then.
Why are we freaking out? Right? Like, if you don't know about it, then did it even get delayed?
Maybe they delayed shit they ain't even announced, I don't know.
Right.
So it's not really a delay to me. That's just I don't know about it, and it's going to be later than I don't know about it. So.
Exactly.
Sony will stop reporting PlayStation Plus numbers in the future. Huh. That's weird. And then new games for PlayStation Plus for the month of August. We've got Sea of Stars, Moving Out 2, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Lost Judgment, Destroy All Humans 2, Reprobed, 2 Point Hospital, the Jumbo Edition, Source of Madness, Curse to Golf, Dreams, PJ Masks, Heroes of the Night, Hotel Transylvania, Drew's favorite game, Lawn Mowing Simulator, Landmark Edition, Spellforce 3 Reforced, and Midnight Fight Express. So another solid lineup of current games. The PlayStation Premium Classics, that extra tier you pay for, you're getting 3 PSP games. You're getting Medieval Resurrection, Ape Escape, On the Loose, and Pursuit Force Extreme Justice. God, I'm glad I canceled this fucking service.
Me too. Those Pursuit Force games were fun, though.
They were fun, but like...
you jump from car to car.
Come on.
I agree. I agree.
It took them like over a year to get Twisted Metal 1 and 2 on the service. Like, guys, come on. The Xbox Game Pass Ultimate $1 trial is now only 14 days as opposed to 1 month. So, New Zealand approved the acquisition of Microsoft, Activision Blizzard, which is crazy. We haven't heard anything about this in a while. Like, what happened?
Well, it's about done. So
but when is it going to be done? Like,
when is it no longer going to be about?
when they're fighting with the FTC, we got an update like every day. Like people like, oh well, this happened. Like ever since they went quiet with the CMA, ain't nothing happened.
Maybe British people are better about keeping their business to themselves than Americans.
I don't believe that.
No.
Starfield Discord exclusive dev Q&A set for August 16th, so that's this week. And Iron Galaxy is working on a 10th anniversary update for Killer Instinct, which is planned for later this year. Includes balance updates, improved matchmaking, and 4K support.
Well, they're making Killer Instinct too.
Oh God,
they didn't just come on and say it. I bet
all you need is that. I mean,
Rumbleverse failed.
Yeah, and Microsoft was like, you know what? Here's some money. Why don't you make KI 2?
Yeah. Yep.
Which, dude, man, all I gotta do is have a press conference and like the lights go down and you hear.
Yep. Yeah. All the room's gonna explode. People just gonna be hyped.
Mew and Mewtwo are coming to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Nintendo is taking a cue from Sony in drip feeding some shit games onto their classic service with Pokemon Trading Card Game and Pokemon Stadium 2.
Okay, the trading card game is pretty cool.
It is,
Stadium
but like,
2 is fucking pointless without having... Like, the whole point of those games was, I can see Pokemon in 3D, and I can see my Pokemon in 3D, and I can see the fight in 3D. I can't put a cartridge into the Switch and have it read my data, so what the fuck's the point of this? Like, I don't get it, but whatever.
Alright, some release dates. Dead by Daylight Alien launches August 29th. Pokemon...
I need to play that game because I have no idea how it fits into how that works. Like, does the alien play the same as every other killer, or is the alien...
Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, yes. So the alien will... And I haven't even looked into this, but as a player of this game and playing the different iterations of killers and stuff, yes. It's going to have some unique thing that'll probably be like a tail whip or maybe something to do with its acid blood, but it essentially is going to boil down to hitting a survivor 2 times and placing them on a hook, like just in an alien skin.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, there's the joy taken out of that for me. Okay.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. First part, the Teal Mask launches September 13th. The Indigo Disc launches winter 2023. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is coming November 10th. Red Dead Redemption port due August 17th. Physical version will be out on October 13th. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising launches November 30th. King of Fighters 13 Global Match November 16th. No Rockablade Point X Near crossover coming August 9th, which is already out. Pocket Bravery launches August 31st. On PC and later on everything else. Quake 2 Shadow dropped. The Muckingham Files free update for Power Wash Simulator is coming August 31st. Enchanted Portals launches September 6th on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC.
Oh, God. I can't wait for that game to fucking just eat shit.
Okay.
That's the one that's ripping off Cuphead.
Oh, okay.
That's the one where, like, the trailer came out and they're, like, snapping their wrist the same way, like, Cuphead and Mugman snap their fingers to shoot. Like, the animation looks very similar, and yeah, like, everybody was just like, so they just retraced over with, like, less interesting characters. So yeah, I can't wait for it to come out, because there's a bunch of people that are like, I don't see... There's a bunch of people, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know who I'm talking about, was out there when people were complaining, saying, like, you gotta give it time, even though it's like, it looks great, it looks like it'll be fun to play. It's like, yeah, that's not the issue that people are having. It's that it's a fucking blatant ripoff.
In the year of our Lord 2023, we're getting a new platformer from Taito. It's called this.
Wow.
It's called Spica Adventure, and is launching on everything spring 2024. Taito's back, dude. Sunsoft has a new Twitter account for the U.S. branch. Like, we're living in, like, The best times.
The Renaissance.
Yeah. Final Fantasy.
Looking at
Spike Adventure looked cool. Like I got a press release about it.
Yeah, that's not the art style I expected, but I love it. It's so fucking weird.
Yep. Taito made some sweet ass games, man. You remember what was the bloody game, the Bloody Pond or something?
Oh, I was gonna say New Zealand Story, but okay.
Violence Fight. Yeah. What about Violence Fight? Some classic Taito ass games. Isn't Growl Taito? Isn't that the Streets of Rage type beat 'em up where like you're saving animals from like Taito made some fucking cool shit, dude.
Hold on, wait. Okay, all right. Once again, Ken, how the fuck? Like, I generally go, I know way too much shit about stuff no one cares about. Yet this motherfucker just fucking pulled out Growl.
There's also a Genesis port.
What the fuck, Ken?
Yeah.
This is I know what this game is as soon as I saw it. This is the one where you like free animals.
You look like Indiana Jones
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also called Run Arc.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. Just weird pulls today. Can you tell that Ken's going through retro games in his spare time?
Dude, I grew up with this shit too, so, like, it's just...
Yeah, I know, but, like, fucking Growl, man.
Growl is cool, man. Indiana Jones beating up dudes to save animals.
Every screenshot I see is some characters on a brown-ass background.
Yeah, it was a cool... And then, like, the animals, like, attack the humans at the end when you save them. It's a cool game. It's a cool game. Final Fantasy Ever Crisis out September 7th. It's a phone game, in case you were curious. Flashback 2 launches November 16th.
I'm excited.
Excuse me. For everything.
I might be the only person excited, but like it's kind of crazy that Flashback is getting a sequel. What, 20 years later?
Yeah.
Flashing back.
Yeah, Flashback.
Actually, 30 years later. Jesus, yeah. A sequel that's not called Fade to Black. Yeah.
Man, Fade to Black on the PS1 was...
not good.
And then they did the remaster. Ubisoft did that remaster a few years ago. Yeah.
This kind of looks like the remaster, weirdly enough, but like it's clearly not trying to. It's just because I guess they did a pretty good job of translating that original art style. This one's more neon glows and stuff, but... it looks good. It's just weird. We got that, and we got what's it called? Beyond a Steel Sky.
Oh, okay.
Last couple years.
I love Under a Steel Sky, and I never played the second one.
I haven't either. Sky. I just can't believe these classic adventure games are getting a sequel. 30 years later or whatever.
I feel like every video game is going to get a comeback at some point, except for a few. I know we talked about it. I think it was like a few months ago. Like Croc is getting a remaster. It's just weird, man, to see, and we can't get an Eternal Champions in the year of our Lord 2023.
Dude, nobody but you wants Eternal Champions.
Wait, Eternal Champions? Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Man, don't tell me.
He really needs to be able to fire that laser off into outer space. Is what he needs.
Tell me. Yeah. So, motherfucker, like maybe I am the only one, but there was not more than 2 or 3 people that needed to tie the Tasmanian Tiger remaster. Okay.
Dude, there's
definitely.
This motherfucker always brings up Ty. First of all, that studio owned the character and decided to remaster it themselves, and the audience was kids who can't get brand new games, so they have to go to the bargain bin.
You know what game?
That's exactly what the audience was.
You know what game needs to come back that was in that same era? It's fucking Vex.
Oh, fuck Vex.
Vex was so good!
Vex sucks.
No, that was a good game.
It sucks.
I played it a couple weeks ago.
Fucking... in comparison to other games, Vex sucks.
Vex is better than Ty.
No.
Yep. 100% better
Maybe
than Ty.
better than the later Ty games. But
no.
Or Ty 3, I should say.
You know what else Vex is better than? KO the Kangaroo, whatever the fuck.
Vex is like, what if Nu Metal made a 3D platformer?
I liked fucking Vex.
I'm surprised Vex doesn't have a chain wall.
I'm surprised they haven't had Arrow the Acrobat make a comeback.
I thought they did.
So okay. So Arrow the Acrobat and
it's a Sunsoft game, by the way.
Yes, and a very good one. But Arrow the Acrobat and James Pond had some weird licensing thing where, like, for a while they were everywhere. Like, do you want Arrow the Acrobat on GBA? Like, no one was asking for it.
Did they? The James Pond games are on that Antstream arcade.
Of course they are. James Pond, specifically the second James Pond game.
James Pond the second.
No, it's Operation RoboCod.
Yeah, that doesn't sound suggestive.
Yeah. That game was put onto fucking everything, like fucking cell phones before they were smartphones. You know, like. Ugh.
All right, delays. This might be the weirdest delay in the history of video games. WrestleQuest.
That's when I asked you to pass me. When you ask me what chips I wanted to have passed over, I go delays.
Fucking WrestleQuest was delayed at the last minute.
Yeah, how does that work, by the way?
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah. Like
and why?
Like, reviews are out.
Yeah, like they sent out review codes and people had it. And
am I crazy? But like, it sounds like to me that sounds like licensing.
I think they found a bug, like a game-breaking bug or something. Oh, wow,
okay. That's so weird that you still wouldn't ship it. I know that sounds terrible, but like...
See, that's what
generally that's the process that it goes.
Did their little Twitter post apology thing said that they found a bug that messes up the saves late in the game, and like because that bug can happen like late game and it's an RPG where you're obviously going to have a lot of saves, they don't want it to have to start over, so they just pulled it. And I'm like, well, damn, because like Microsoft, the day it was supposed to come out, it was up on the store like to buy for a hot second, but then they took the buy button off and then put the little and then they took it down. I'm like, well, shoot, it was like all systems were go on this, so I really found it in the 11th hour.
PlayStation had already tweeted out the launch trailer and everything.
Damn.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Europa was delayed to 2024. Rift of the Necrodancer was probably delayed to 2024, according to the Nintendo eShop page. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop was delayed to 2024. And the Devolver Direct delayed pushed The Plucky Squire, Stick It to the Stickman, Angerfoot, Pepper Grinder, and Skate Story to 2024. LCD Please is a free Papers, Please demake for the 10th anniversary of Papers, Please, and is out now. Square revealed...
He might be my favorite independent game creator. He did what's it called? Return of the Obra Dinn. And he was I don't know if he's still making. He was making a game for the Playdate, and that was the only reason why I wanted one. Was the potential future of playing a game from him on it.
The fucking Playdate. Square Enix revealed a 20th anniversary special art for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Says he said the producer Akitoshi Kawazu said he knows the fans are sad, but please trust that one day a brand new chapter will be added to their adventure. Rumors are circling that 4A Games will be part of Gamescom 2023 and be announcing a new Metro title. So, if you haven't had enough Metro, Dimitri running through the subways, well, we're back. Street Fighter 6 announced the new fighter Aki coming autumn 2023. They'll also be adding content to World Tour, Battle Hub, and Fighting Ground. And then there was the TMNT crossover, which dropped on the 8th, which the costumes are $15 each.
My favorite is that...
I'm not done.
No, my favorite is that meme where the guy didn't want to pay the money, so he just painted a character to look like it.
So they're $15 each, and you can't use them in the fighting. Did you know that?
I don't know what that means.
They're just avatars.
You mean they're just for the lobby?
Yep. They're just avatars for the lobby.
Oh! Hell no! I did not realize that. That is
fucked up monetization. We're living in a nightmare.
The new fighter for Tekken 8 is named Azucena. I think, is that how you say it? I don't know. The next Evo is set for July 26th through 28th of 2024. The first Season 3 DLC fighter for Guilty Gear Strive is Johnny. So here's Johnny. Looks like Lego's teaming up with Nintendo for 5 Animal Crossing Lego sets in early 2024.
So I hope they don't do what they did with Sonic Lego sets.
Didn't we have this exact conversation last week?
I'm just saying, I was a little disappointed with how kiddie they were, and I'm hoping they do more like the sort of adult sets for the Animal Crossing ones. Can't get the Mario one, that's just a toy, essentially, so. I want my nerd shit, goddammit.
So Bungie announced that Commander Zavala will be replaced. If those who don't know, he was voiced by Lance Reddick, who passed away this year. His original lines will stay untouched, but the new lines will be done by Keith David, which is a good choice. That's a solid choice.
It is a good choice.
It's good.
And I wonder. I said
solid.
This in the Discord, but I wonder if Horizon will try to get him as well.
Yeah, it's better than using AI.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Square Enix removes de novo DRM from Octopath Traveler 2. Silicon Era asked Exoprimal director Takura Hiraoka about Dino Crisis collaboration. He said, if there's enough demand from players, Leviathan very well could make this a reality. Motherfucker, do you not go on Twitter? The Dino Crisis
That's all people
is real.
want from your fucking game.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the only reason why people played your goddamn game.
Yeah, and he's talking about for a crossover, which means they're just going to drop a Regina skin in the game or something like that. Like, what? Y'all should have just tied it into Dino Crisis. Like, I mean, whatever. Just whatever. This fucking Exoprimal.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, well, I'll keep ranting.
No, I was going to say, Baldur's Gate 3 is currently the highest rated game of the year on Metacritic with now 20 reviews, I think.
What a good thing for a PS5 exclusive that's not available on PS5 right now.
It's a win for PlayStation. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Jesus
the
Christ.
Big win for Sony.
People, man. What I think is funny is how many people are celebrating that it's higher than Zelda. I'm like, dude, who gives a shit? That means there's 2 fucking awesome-ass games that came out this year.
Right. Yeah, just be excited about that.
Like, oh my god, it dethroned Zelda. Okay. Cool. Like, who cares? What's funny is, everybody shits on Metacritic until Metacritic works in favor of their argument. It's so funny.
Yep. Every single time.
Oh, God. Telltale Games has acquired tech company Flavorworks. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I tried looking them up. It's literally a tech company.
Okay, that's fine. Strauss Zelnick, who is the CEO of Take-Two, says, we remain confident that we are positioning our business for a significant inflection point in fiscal 2025. We believe it will include record levels of operating performance. Which means sounds like GTA 6 is launching in April 2024 through March 2025.
That's about what I got from that.
Also, he has the name of Indiana Jones villain.
Hello, Dr. Jones.
Strauss Zelnick.
GTA 5 just went and sold another 5 million copies and surpassed 185 million lifetime sales.
This is all inflated numbers. Just because they sell the game with a shark card for cheaper.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Wii Sports, but come on, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but Wii Sports, you got it with the Wii, right? It wasn't like you bought it. You had to buy Wii Sports to get a Wii console. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
no. Difference.
But a lot of people bought it just to get Wii Sports. So
that is true, and those people were insane. There was a lot of good Wii games, but whatever.
Metal Gear series has sold 60 million copies. Lost in Play sold over 200,000 in its first year. Sony PlayStation 5 shipments have surpassed 41.7 million. Tekken 8 got rated in South Korea. And Rockstar Games has acquired CFX.RE, the team behind GTA's biggest roleplay communities like Red M and 5M. I don't know what any of that means.
I have no idea what that... Yeah, you said words there?
I did.
Fuck if I know what they meant.
So, and that's all the news. Yeah, so that's all the news because it's quiet right before Gamescom and TGS. Imagine we're going to get some shit for those. But I do have emails. I got the emails. Damn, do we have 3? I think we might have 3. It's crazy. It's like a record. Jeremy writes in and says, "Hey guys, I officially hit a wall on Diablo 4. I'm not sure if I'm playing it wrong, but at level 58, after playing over 60 hours on this character, it felt like an absolute grind to level up. Definitely a lot different than Diablo 3. Max level was just the beginning, now it seems almost unattainable. So with my whining out of the way, I jump back into Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm loving being back and building goofy stuff. I also pre-ordered Everspace 2 on PS5, been jonesing for a good space game since Elite Dangerous went TU for the console. I'm assuming tits up. Yeah, I'm hoping this will be a nice mix of Diablo loot with Chorus-style gameplay. What's your guys' favorite space game? Thanks for the show."
Oh man. Okay. That's really hard.
Oh, it's easy. Yeah, Colony Wars, baby. Colony Wars.
I like several of the Wing Commanders. It's hard for me to pick one. I liked Star Lancer on the Dreamcast.
Oh God, I remember Star Lancer now. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to pick my favorite space game. I like Elite Dangerous as well. That game was great.
Yeah, I'm so pissed at not bringing the expansion to console. Like they've stopped development on console altogether. But probably my favorite, because like you, I like several of the Wing Commanders. I think we like a lot of the same stuff. But I think my favorite, probably Freelancer.
Yeah, Freelancer's great too.
Favorite. Yeah.
But you, Anthony, anything?
I mean, I think I like the more arcadey stuff, like Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink's good.
Starlink's good, yeah.
But it's not like the high role playing that is involved with like things like even X, which I've played a bit of, where you choose what you're shipping and all that shit. But I just like the dogfights in space, to be honest.
See, you know what? I like different stuff for that reason too. Like I like the in-depth one, like Freelancer and stuff like that. And then sometimes, like Wing Commander, I mean, has a good story and some, but really it's just dogfighting. Yep. For real, like I like the dogfighting in space too. So I feel you, man. I never got into X. That series, I heard it's like super popular. Like I think the new one just came out, but I never got.
Yeah,
into
I've heard the newer ones are all bad. To be honest with you, I don't like. I know the last one. If it wasn't the last one that came out, the one before that, which was been like 2 years ago, came out and it was just not liked by anyone. So,
gotcha.
I'm gonna apologize up front, but I totally missed a string of news.
Okay,
we forgot about the THQ Nordic show.
I didn't remember it happening.
Well, you know what's funny is, like, I was thinking about this. Like, so I guess that show happened Friday night. If you remember, we joked about it on the show because they announced this showcase, like, back in fucking March or April or something. And it's like, why are you announcing a show, like, 6 months out? And then we all forgot.
I do remember that conversation now. I totally forgot it was happening.
Yeah, me too. I saw news on Twitter dropping about the TMNT game, and I'm like, oh, did it?
That's yes, okay, and that explains why I saw a whole bunch of trailers with the Q logo on the top.
Yeah, so TMNT, The Last Ronin, is coming 2024, I believe.
Yeah.
Made
but that
by
studio is
Black Forest Games.
Yeah, that announcement made me a little disappointed.
Black Forest made...
I wasn't disappointed until it was pointed out the studio.
They remade Destroy All Humans 1 and 2.
Okay.
They made a bunch of Silence games.
the remasters of Titan Quest. Oh, they did Bubsy Will He Strike Back, did they? Not something I would put on my... I would have made a fake name for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
South Park Snow Day is a new 3D game coming next year.
Is it like what type of game is it?
It says it's co-op multiplayer.
It's multiplayer.
Oh,
yeah.
Christ.
Looks like snow fights, but
it looks
Cartman is
like
dressed as the wizard, which is weird, so I don't know.
The game, I'm looking at the artwork right now, it reminds me of the N64 game, and that is not good.
You know, piss on snowballs and throw them at turkeys?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Probably. That's what I was thinking when I saw it. I was like, I would have rathered another RPG like the other two, but all right.
Gothic 1 Remake got a new trailer, because we need that.
It looked good. I'm not going to play
No.
it, but it looked good.
No. Titan Quest 2 has officially been announced.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep. Alone in the Dark got a new trailer with focused on the 2 playable characters. Last Train Home. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess Trine 5 came out.
No, well,
or
I'm
got
getting
announced
there.
or whatever.
It's in
okay.
Here. Last Train Home's latest gameplay trailer. Outcast: A New Beginning got a new trailer.
I'm excited for that.
Me too, actually.
Space for Sale is getting a closed beta. Tempest Rising got a new trailer. And then Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy, new gameplay trailer focusing on multiplayer.
I didn't know they were at 5.
Yes, they are at 5. Believe it or not, it's crazy. Way of the Hunter, Tikamoon Plains got a trailer. And then Recreation got a new trailer, which is a upcoming arcade-style racing game, which I believe is made by Bugbear. Isn't that THQ? Guys that made Flat Out and then made what's that new one? Wreckfest?
Wreckfest, yeah. That is I think that is THQ. I thought they announced a Wreckfest.
Wreckfest is old. This is Recreation.
Or yeah, that's what it was. That's yeah.
Alright, so sorry, I missed that. Back to the emails. This one comes from Francisco. He says, hello all, Francisco back again. To Terrence about not using his server for music. That's what I use it for the most. Having thousands of songs there without having to pay a streaming service is amazing. I use it, my dad uses it, even my girlfriend uses it. As for the shows and movies, I have NVIDIA Quadro in the server that allows up to 3 people, 4K streams at the same time. It's amazing. This man got like a server house.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into this Quattro. I didn't know about that. Okay.
He says, Ken, for your retro gaming, do you use a specific retro controller or just Xbox controller? I use Xbox. My mini PC has Bluetooth, so I just connect using Bluetooth. Works perfectly fine. Very simple. So the only stuff that sucks mapping. So it's like N64 is terrible. Like when you're mapping. Because it maps the C buttons to the right analog stick, but sometimes those are used for like inputs.
Yep.
Which sucks. And then also when you set it to 6-button controller on a Genesis pad, it's really weird how it's laid out. He says from the THQ Nordic Showcase, and this is why I remembered that I didn't see it. I did try out Tempest Rising since I love StarCraft and RTS. As I played it, it gave me Command & Conquer vibes. The problem with that is that RTS is a dying genre because StarCraft and Command & Conquer and maybe Supreme Commander and Halo to a lesser degree. How do you feel about it? Does it have a future besides competitive gaming?
I don't think so.
I'm not the guy to ask.
And I love those. Yeah, I kind of feel like I am because I used to play those. That was probably one of my, if not my favorite genre, because I poured so many hours in StarCraft and Age of Mythology and Age of Empires. So big. Command & Conquer, so Warcraft. I've played so many of those. They have fallen off. I think it is a dying genre, and really the only thing you ever see anymore is really the esports stuff about it. So he's right. I think it's just it's an esport thing, which is sad.
I think turn-based just is easier to make and balance and stuff.
I think you're right. Yeah, because that's what you see a lot of.
Let's be fair, Terrence. Let's ask the $1 million question. Has a game been as good as the original StarCraft since it came out?
Well, that's really a negative. No, it has not. So I guess it.
I'm just saying, like, not even StarCraft 2. Not even StarCraft 2 was as good.
Yeah, I was talking about StarCraft, not even because I finished 2 campaigns of StarCraft. I did not finish the Protoss one. I still need to do that, and I did not play as much multiplayer of StarCraft 2 than I did of the first one. So yeah, the first one still.
StarCraft is just like it's just like the perfect game. Like, it didn't have too little, it didn't have too much. All 3 races were so well balanced. Man, that game, so good.
And then all the people that would make game modes out of the multiplayer, like in BattleNet, like Zerg Wars. I don't know if you played any of those.
Absolutely. We played the Starship Troopers one, and like,
yep. That was a good one. Yes, there was so much fun stuff in StarCraft. Like, oh man,
StarCraft is just a fucking perfect game. It's literally up there, and it's on my Mount Rushmore of games of all time. Like,
yeah, mine too. Definitely.
One Blizzard game that I do not have negative memories of after spending thousands of hours in it. Unfortunately, like Overwatch now. All right. He says, lastly, last week I told you guys I upgraded my monitor. If any of you want my old monitor, I'd be willing to ship it. Unless to Canada, because that place doesn't exist. Just kidding. Shipping costs to Canada are insane, which is to be expected from a socialist country. Well, just kidding. He says, if any of you want it, please reach out, even Canada. Always a great show. Have a great week. And the monitor, wow, holy shit. Dude, like...
Ken's going to upgrade a monitor. Fuck.
Dude, this is what he... Is this the one he wants to send? I'm going to put this in the chat. Holy shit. Like, if that's the one he wants to send, I mean, if he wants to send it to somebody, shit.
Ken's saying he's available.
I mean, I'm available. I mean, if that's... Anyway, this is...
I think all of us are available. That's
Yeah, so really, man, you want to pick darts and just pick a name out of a hat.
Here's the way I handle it. I don't want it because that means I have to do work to move my other monitors around. And replace them and shit. I'm not doing it.
You know what I would do? I would add it to the one I've already got.
Ken likes doing that shit. I fucking can't.
Oh, dude, that's my jam. Like, right now I have
fiddling.
I have 4 monitors set up right now. I could add a 5th.
Fucking Ken likes to fiddle.
See, I would mount this one actually.
Fiddly fingers, you piece of shit.
Dude, I do that shit all the time. That shit's
Ken's like, he's like, I could play a video game, but I could fiddle with settings in my emulator for a while. So let's do that instead.
Can we not? Like 50% of the people on the show do that. Why are you pointing me out?
I mean, I do it
because
too.
It was I could.
Okay, 75% of the people on the show do that shit. What do you? Come on.
I just can't. You go overboard. You know you do.
And
fucking color settings. That's why.
I will say
why are you getting picked on? That's why.
He does go deeper than I.
I just want to say he doesn't stand up for you, Terrence. He doesn't stand up for you, Terrence, but the quality of being fucking. This piece of shit just trying to
all the time.
Turn it on me, like, you fucking asshole.
I'm not turning on you. I'm saying,
no,
like,
I'm talking about
Ken. He actually. Oh, okay, yeah, he dunks on me all the time. But yeah, no, he go harder than I do. Like, I tinker with the stuff, but like, he be like, yeah, I got these bezels, and I put this on, I shine this up on the side, and I custom config this, and I had this image draw. I'm like, damn, okay, you done.
I gotta have my the thing that goes on my HDMI connector off my Switch that then plugs into the box that shines lights around my thing. We've already moved through too many cables, Ken. I can't do it. All right, I can't fiddle like that. I just want it done.
They call me the Fiddler. That's like my fucking superhero name.
Oh, do you play the instrument? No, I just like to fiddle with things.
I just like to fiddle with things.
Dude, my fucking so I tried to play Rock Band yesterday, and my guitar is kind of getting old, getting up there in age.
Fucking this son of a bitch! Dude, nobody's gonna be like, "Why the fuck are you playing Rock Band?"
So, like, I thought about, like, I was looking at the guitar. I was like, "Can I take it?" Because my strum bar is kind of like not responding. Like, well, I bet it probably just needs cleaning. I was like looking for the screw holes. I'm like, I can take this part, clean the strum bar.
He gonna rebuild
this
the guitar.
This fucking fiddler. You're gonna start trying to. What pickup should I put in? Fucking this fake ass guitar.
I get this shit at home too. Like it's become a running joke in my house. My wife because I order new cables like on a weekly basis. Because I'm like, well, I need an optical extension cable. I need a specific Ethernet splitter cable.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I have like.
God, just a nightmare. Fucking more work.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm like, if there's something I gotta hook up, that's a good time. What you talking about? All right, last email comes from Sajad. He says, "Greetings, gang. Sajad here."
I've just never been into hookup culture.
That was really good, I gotta tell you.
It was wow.
Damn. All right. He said he's got some questions for us. So he said, "It's with a heavy heart that I convey to the world that I gave up on Baldur's Gate 3. Yes, after months of hyping myself up, downloading it day one, I struggled to get past the first act and deleted it after a couple of hours. After watching some YouTube tip videos, I reinstalled it, gave it another shot, again, gave up after only 2 to 3 hours. I've considered myself a pretty good RPG player, but this D&D shit is pretty aggravating. Don't understand how I can miss an enemy with my sword when they're literally standing right next to my feet because of a dice roll. Not only that, but leveling up and inventory system are way too cumbersome for my little brain. Oh well, here's to hoping Starfield rocks my socks off. Larian's games look amazing, but I wonder if I'm just too old to get into them with a wife and kid in my life now." So the question is, did you guys feel the same after trying the game? Also, are there any types of games this year or in 2022 that were part of the zeitgeist that you guys were truly bummed out about not liking after trying it out?
So I'm going to try to resell you on this type of RPG. The problem with dice rolls is it doesn't explain how you're missing. But look at it as like not hitting the person. Like there's two ways to look at it because it's based off of armor class of the other monster that the other person you're fighting. So either you're hitting the armor and it's not doing actual damage to the person, or that person is evading your attack. You just don't visually see it, but that's how it's treated in D&D.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at least so the one thing. So I get it. If you're not the type of person that's a fan of dice roll combat, I get it. The one thing I'll say about this game is at least they're showing you the dice roll. Because a lot of RPGs have dice rolls and don't show them to you.
Yep.
And at least this one is presented. Like I have not heard the issue of, and I did play a little bit, but not a lot. But like being able to see the dice roll makes you feel better when it's just like you rolled a dice and this is what you got. Like there's actually a visual representation of a dice. I know that seems minor, but like when you start getting rolls that seem to be like, why do I keep rolling ones, right? Well, that can actually happen with a real dice, but when it's digital, our brains do not accept it.
Well, and Baldur's Gate 3 actually has a setting in it called karmic dice, where it tries to prevent you from getting multiple, like a series of bad rolls in a row. It basically gooses your luck when you've had a series of bad rolls in a row. You can turn it off, but I get it. Dice roll combat isn't for everybody, which is why it's one of the reasons why the later Elder Scrolls games have more fans than like Morrowind, because Morrowind had dice rolls, quote unquote dice rolls. Really, it's just RNG, right, in the background, determining whether you hit or not. And it was, you got a better chance depending on how high, for example, your archery stat was if you were trying to hit something with a bow. But it was the same way. I mean, you point your bow at a cliff racer and you're right in its face and you miss. I get it.
aggravating then, because I don't think the people complain about that with Final Fantasy, where your characters are not really moving at all. Right?
Yes.
So it's doing dice rolls essentially in the background too. We just never engage with that portion of it. And
it's different when you've got, and I think this is kind of maybe what you're saying too. It's different when you've got dice rolls in real-time combat versus something like turn-based combat where, if you were playing a Dragon Quest game or a Final Fantasy game and you were in a turn-based battle and it said that your attack missed, right, or that the enemy dodged, it's easy to buy that because you don't see anything other than the stock action animation anyway. But in a game that has real-time combat, Fallout's another good example, right? Fallout's got some RNG in the background of your shots, and it's a little trickier to accept. For sure.
Yeah, I think that's actually a better way to put it. I think it was just because the viewpoint changed with those with like a 3D sense that it was I was putting it on the view and not the real-time combat aspect.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as for games, I mean, I haven't picked up Resident Evil 4 Remake. I will. But like, I guess Diablo 4, I mean, I even tried to get into Diablo 3 and was like, I don't really feel like this.
Yeah, no, I feel you on Diablo 4. I mean, Baldur's Gate is definitely one for me because it's totally not my jam of a game. And then, of course, always the Souls games. I don't know why Elden Ring stuck with me so hard, but like every other Souls game, everybody's like, yes, this is a great game. You must play this. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, I'm also not a big fan of fighting games. So Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's zeitgeist kind of died quick, didn't it? It felt like it did.
I think at this point it is strictly a fighting game fans game. Like, I just don't think it's got the presence of a Tekken even.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it does. Like, people were excited for it, and then it just... Like, I'm sure people that love it still play it, but...
I think 5 killed any sort of mainstream interest.
5 did a lot of damage. It certainly did. Anybody else?
I guess for me would be Mortal Kombat probably, and I haven't played that yet. Actually, I guess I can't use that. I don't know. I don't think I have anything yet because all the stuff that everybody is hyped about, I would have said Tears of the Kingdom, but
with Terrence, it's kind of the reverse. He gets hyped for games nobody gives a shit about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, man, this game's great. And I'm getting like, well, damn. And then nobody cares because nobody was hyped for it anyway. So it's just me.
He's like, man, Skull and Bones is going to be the next jam. And like, who said
that? For God's sake. I've given up on Skull and Bones. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm very selective about what I play and don't play anymore, especially as I've gotten older. I just don't have time to play a whole lot of stuff. So the stuff that I do play, I'm very selective about. So I don't really have that feeling much anymore. I've got a pretty good sense of what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to like, and I avoid the stuff that I know I'm not going to like. So
yeah, I try to do that, but then like I get sucked into it and try it anyway.
I mean, I think part of it for me even is like nothing is grabbing me even to buy a new console. So like there's a lot of zeitgeist about a lot of stuff that's for just new consoles, and I haven't really been interested in any sense.
I mean, to be fair, it took 2 years before you could even do that.
True. I mean, I don't think I'd have much of an PS5 for sure, but I've seen some Xbox Series X at this point. But it's just, like nothing's been like, oh my god, I need to play that. So
maybe Starfield will be the first one. Maybe not.
No, so Starfield, I just don't have. I think that whole aspect, or that whole sort of dream of like big RPG. Open world with different planets is just kind of not interesting to me anymore.
No, that's fair.
I do not care.
What about Spider-Man?
I don't know if I think Mass Effect did it okay, and I think No Man's Sky kind of showed me what it would be regardless, and I went, oh, yeah, I don't know if I love it. And same with the Outer Worlds. I almost said Wilds, because I can never remember which one. The Outer Worlds kind of showed, like, do I really want this? And I went, no, I mean, I enjoy playing them. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy Starfield. I'm just saying, like, I don't look at that as like a dream game anymore. Oh my god. I'm like, no, I have a feeling most of it's going to be kind of bland.
Yeah, we'll see.
I am immeasurably excited for Starfield.
Oh, trust me, I'd rather be told I'm wrong. I just, at the same time, like, I think it might just be my tastes at this point.
Well, I mean,
into that.
Bethesda's RPGs I've spent more time in those than any other games ever. So that's the reason I'm excited for it.
I like Fallout. Part of me goes, it is with guns, so that's cool. But I'm like, I don't know. I just kind of bounced off Skyrim. I really liked Oblivion, and I don't know. I'm just kind of at a point where I'm like, I don't know if I really want this, especially after playing Fallout 4 and going, I really liked certain aspects of this, which was just stuff they improved and didn't completely change from the last game. But I didn't really like the dialogue. I didn't really like the crafting. In the measure of how much crafting there was in that game. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I hope everybody that wants to play it enjoys it. Just one of those, like, I'm just not like going, I need to get an Xbox to play Starfield, which I think I would have been, even though I'm not a huge fan of Skyrim. I would have been there had I not already had a console to play it on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Bethesda RPG that is also a space game. So it's like,
yeah, what are they missing?
Really nothing.
It's
been a
missing
long time.
It's missing
since
some
I've been
Euro
hyped about a game as this
taint. One. Yeah, I was gonna say
missing some Euro jank. That's what.
I'm sure there'll be some jank in there.
Yeah,
but it's been a long time since I've been as hyped about a game as I am about Starfield.
All right, moving on to the next week. It looks like the majority of the team has gotten into emulating recently, and someone I've been around for a while.
I wouldn't say recently. I was emulating stuff on my Dreamcast. So
yeah, as someone who recently beat all 3 Metroid Prime games via the Dolphin emulator not too long ago, I now consider Metroid Prime one of the greatest games of all time, and glad they remastered it. That is very true.
Yeah. I was going to say Ken will be in your camp there.
Yep, Metroid Prime. Amazing. He says, question.
Metroid Prime 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, that game's amazing. Question, have you guys actually beaten a critically acclaimed game using an emulator that you never got to play on the original system? If not, is there any games on your bucket list that you plan on starting and finishing on an emulator? I don't think there's ever been a game critically acclaimed that I didn't play on the original hardware. I don't think
I finished Dragon Warrior 2 on an emulator, and I hadn't played that on NES. I had played the third one on NES, but I had not played the second one on NES.
That's where I first played Gauntlet. I mean, there's no real finishing of that game, mind you.
No.
But that's where, you know what? Here's a weird one. That's where I first played Broken Sword. I played the Game Boy Advance version.
Wow.
Emulated on a PC. Right?
I'm sorry.
Like,
Game Boy Advance version of Broken Sword? What the fuck?
Sword. Yeah, like, what the fuck, right? And then I played, I don't count it because I didn't finish them, but on emulator, but I played Mega Man Battle Network there for the first time, which made me go and get into that series. But yeah, outside of that, I don't think I've finished any game emulated.
Do we finish most games on emulators? Nah, it's about 5 to 10 minutes.
Wow. Final Fantasy VI, I did on emulator because I played it late and I didn't have a Super Nintendo. So when I went back and played, that was the first one I finished after I beat 7.
That's not Illusion of Gaia. That was one I finished on emulator.
Nice. Yeah, I went back and played through some of the other Final Fantasies through emulator. But yeah, that was the first big one. I think that was, critically acclaimed that I finished through emulator.
Yeah, I think nowadays it's like I have all of the hardware, but there's no way in hell I'm digging that crap out. No way.
Oh yeah.
It's just a giant pain in the ass. Like I did it a few years ago. Like I dragged out my Sega CDX and like hooked it up and went through the trouble of like, with HD TVs you gotta have this little like adapter cable that you can plug component or shit into, and it is just a nightmare to hook these things up. I did some like HDMI conversion cables and like just messed around with it, and it just looks like shit.
Fucking fiddling. Goddamn fiddling.
You're right, I do. I got all that shit. But now that's why I went with the mini PC route, hooked up an external hard drive to it, boom. Everything is right there. That's why I can play Splatterhouse.
To fiddle with.
That's why I can play Splatterhouse on the FM Towns Marty.
That's so we can fiddle some more with a fucking emulator that plays FM Towns Marty of all goddamn things.
Dude, I booted up, what was it? I booted up some MSX game a couple weeks ago, and it asked me for the code from like the instruction manual for the
You know what the FM stands for? Fiddling motherfuckers. Just stop fiddling.
No, I will never stop fiddling. I'll be in my fucking retirement home fiddling with some fucking NES cards or something. I don't know. Oh, alright. Last one. These streaming platforms are getting expensive as hell, and I'm not sure I can keep going much longer, especially with Disney going up in price after having a year of mediocre content. Peacock's Twisted Metal was an excellent time. At least Netflix has stuff every couple weeks to look forward to. The question, what streaming service do you feel like has the lowest value these days and you could do without for a while?
All of them. I don't not subscribe to all.
For me, it's Netflix.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I can't remember the last thing I watched on Netflix, if I'm being honest. We keep it because my wife likes some shows that are on Netflix, but I haven't watched anything on Netflix in a while, and I haven't caught up on The Witcher. I haven't watched season 3 of The Witcher, but considering I've already made the point that I'm not watching the 4th season, I'm not really in a rush. So
I'm with you. I feel like I could get rid of Netflix, but my family doesn't want to get rid of Netflix.
Yep.
Like they watch stuff on it, so I have to keep that one. I'm at the point now where like I think I have a subscription to like most of these, and I'm thinking about just canceling them all. And when I want to watch something, just subscribing, because it's not like I can't just turn it on when I want it.
Right.
So like I think the Disney thing really threw me, because I was like, I have not been watching the Marvel stuff. So why do I have this right now? And like
now you have it for Ahsoka, because that's like next week.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll see.
I still haven't watched I'm not caught up on the other Star Wars. I'm not caught up on Mandalorian or what was the other one? Andor.
Dude, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has been on Disney Plus for 2 weeks. I have yet to even start it.
I haven't watched that either, but just because I don't know if I care like that. But I hear it's like the best one. Everybody's raving, but I'm like, man, the Guardians movies, like they're good, but I don't really care about the characters.
I think the worst thing for me right now is like, fucking like I would get rid of Disney Plus and Hulu bundle, because I don't use Hulu either. Like the only thing I used it for was to watch Family Guy, and like I haven't watched that in a while, so like I just haven't wanted to watch it. But then I'm like, well, football season's about to start, so I need that ESPN Plus, because they have the Monday night games on there. So I'm like, well, shit. So I wonder if I can just do ESPN Plus. I don't know.
Probably.
I like Hulu, so we watch a lot of stuff on Hulu. We watch, when it's in season, we watch American Idol and Masked Singer on Hulu, and then we watch obviously Only Murders in the Building, which is back now.
Good. God, that show's good.
I would cancel Peacock, but I still am on the $2.99 a month deal. So
ours is I think is $4.99 or something like that. But we watch The Office and obviously the WWE stuff's on there, which I don't really watch much anymore. But
I just feel like I should only have stuff that I'm using at the time, because like I feel like I'm paying for stuff I'm not even using. Like most of my watching is my stuff that I own through like Apple TV, or YouTube. Like, those are the two things I spend the most time watching, and we're about to go into the time where all I'm going to watch on TV is football. So, and the only reason I don't cancel Amazon is because fucking Prime.
It's attached to Prime.
Yeah.
Because my choice was going to be Amazon and Netflix, but the Amazon is just there because it's attached to Prime. So even though I'm not watching it, it's like a perk that I'm just not using, I guess. So
Amazon Prime comes in handy for me because they picked up Thursday Night Football. So that's when I watch Amazon Prime.
Gotcha.
But other than that, no, I've got Paramount. I couldn't tell you. The last thing I watched on Paramount, the only thing I've watched on Paramount, has been the Beavis and Butthead, the new ones.
Yeah, we had Paramount Plus for like, I don't know, 2 weeks because my son wanted to watch something that was on there, and we canceled it because it's like, man, there's nothing on here that I have any interest in whatsoever.
No. Every now and then one of these services will get like some movie that I want to watch. But at that point, like 2 months of the service that I don't pay for, I could just buy the movie.
Or 100%, yeah.
So I don't feel, and like movies go on sale, like I don't buy them when they come out unless it's something I really, really, really want to see. If you wait a few weeks, it'll be like $10.
It's true.
Yep.
So
yeah, I just go on sale. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't feel like there's any streaming service. I guess the reverse part of that question is like I don't feel like there's any streaming service that I couldn't live without. Truthfully.
Yeah, I mean Hulu's the closest to me. We do watch a decent amount of stuff on there, but
I think I have an Apple TV subscription that I haven't used in 6 months.
Wow. Okay. There's some good stuff on there. The Beanie Bubble movie was good. And After Party is a good show. There's some good shows on Apple TV Plus.
I'm sure, but I don't need them. Good. You know, like, I don't even watch the stuff that I have. Like, you know how many movies I bought on sale that I haven't watched?
I feel it. I was looking at our movies. I still got movies that's still in the plastic on our shelf. So I bought it on sale and haven't watched it. Put it on the shelf.
Dude, I have I have piles of digital shame of like I've never seen Blade Runner 2049. I own it. I've never seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I own it.
Also a good movie, man.
Yeah, like I own this crap.
I have stuff.
It's just crazy to me. Like I don't watch it. Like I boot up YouTube and watch fucking GameSack, or I boot up Vudu and watch House because it's comfort watching.
Same. Yep. I have all this new stuff, but I'll sit down and watch SVU in a heartbeat. That's my like comfort show is SV. Like I don't know. Like yeah. Yeah,
I pick a different show every once in a while that's like my comfort show, and I just watch through the entire thing. Like right now I'm on a House kick. I've watched it back to back. Like I don't watch a bunch of it. Like I'll turn it on while I'm eating something and watch like 30 minutes. You know,
that's how I do it. Yep, and then and you finish the whole season, like the whole series, in like 6 months or something like that because you slowly watch it. Yeah,
exactly. So like, why do I have all this crap? Like, I need to do an inventory and like just kill a bunch of these services. Truly. Good Lord Almighty. So yeah, there you go. A couple tweets and we'll get out of here because I know we're running deep. Kane says, "Hey, podcast suggestions for the console gamer that loves tactics games that aren't too tacticsy. I'm talking Civ Rev versus Civ 6. Valkyrie Chronicles have been fun recently, and I love Dragon Force on the Saturn. Front Mission Remake caught my eye. I've given up waiting on Ring of Red 2. Man, those are some deep cuts right there.
Yeah.
I don't play tactics games, so I'm not the one to answer this question.
Yeah, I don't really either. Although I did enjoy.
I mean, I do.
Civ Rev.
Go ahead. I did too. And I actually like. Oh, I like Civ Rev more than regular Civilization, honestly. I don't know, because there's not too many of them, of those tactics games that aren't, that just kind of have the loose stuff. Like the stuff that he mentioned is already there. Damn. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't play them.
Marvel Midnight Suns is tactical. I mean, if you like comic book characters, and that's actually a really good game. I mean, that's a tactical kind of a tactics game.
You mentioned Valkyria Chronicles, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think he did say that.
If you haven't played 4 is really good. Although those games get hard as hell.
They do, yes. And 4 is good. You're right. I'm in the middle of a playthrough on that one actually. But yeah, those games do do get hard. But yeah, I guess kind of start with though. I have to think about it because I don't know.
All right, last tweet says from Shogun, says, it's been a few years since I built a PC, and I think the time, especially since there are rumored Pro systems coming out now. Here is the issue. A PC that can play today's games at 4K 60 has my price tag at $3,000 so far. Revising strategy and any advice using Amazon PC Part Picker. Dude, I do not know the current state of PC stuff, but I know, like, everybody's always like, the PC would be the best place to run it. Sure, if you want to pay, like...
Criminal activities.
Break
the law.
I'm talking about.
I'm just explaining answers on how to get this, because otherwise I got nothing for you. Like, welcome just to the state of being everything costs way too much.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, PC stuff is crazy. This would be a Jay question, honestly. He would.
It would be a Jay question.
He'd have this info.
For sure.
Yeah, PC stuff is crazy.
Yeah, I can't. That's why I just buy like a pre-built machine, because I don't game a bunch. You know what I was really thinking? Like, when I bought that mini PC, like I did boot into Windows a couple times, it runs fast enough to do what I do on my PC. So I think if my PC ever dies, I might just replace it with one of those. Because literally all I do is edit the podcast, surf the internet, and watch some YouTube while I'm working. I don't need a gaming PC,
No.
And those mini PCs, like a good one, will run you about $400. Whereas the last gaming PC I bought a pre-built iBuyPower, and it cost me like $1,600. So I don't game on PC, so I don't know that I need it. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for this week. Send us emails, podcasts@ztgd.com. That's you can. What did they come up with? What they call it? Like on Twitter?
When you post. Post. Let's say, I think it's just called hate mail now.
Like, if you want to, like, we're still on X, Twitter, whatever. I'm going to call it Twitter.
It's Twitter. Fuck them.
We're on ZTGD Podcast if you want to tweet at us there. Phoenix Down. I apologize. I was out Friday, so, like, the Resident Evil episode went up on Saturday. My ass was out riding roller coasters, baby. Whew.
Good times.
My old man body made it through that one. I was okay. I was a little sore. But there's the only thing I skipped. My son wanted to ride Delirium, and I was like, "Dude, that just looks like I'm gonna vomit." So
I like Delirium.
Like the idea of going back and forth and spinning at the same time, I was like, I just had a double cheeseburger over at the Jukebox Cafe. I don't think I'm gonna ride that. So Ryan, I know you go pretty regularly. Have you
used to, not as much anymore, but yeah.
The last time you went, did they have, what the hell is it called? It goes over Whitewater Canyon. It's a wooden coaster.
Yeah, Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers. What the fuck is up with the end of that ride?
The whole ride kind of sucks. I'm not a fan of that one at all, if I'm being honest. I'm in the minority in my household on that one.
I enjoyed the ride, but
I'm not a fan. It's dumb.
Why at the end of it? So this is the weirdest thing. Like my son and I were staring at each other when this happened. So at the end of the ride, it just stops inside of a shack.
Yep.
And Maneater starts playing on the radio. And they make you sit there for like 90 seconds, not moving, listening to Maneater.
Yeah, you're supposed to think you're going to get attacked by bats or something. It's kind of lame.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the big video screen shows the tree monster or whatever, which looks fake as hell.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my god. I kind of love how this roller coaster sounds like just a giant shitpost.
It's the coaster itself is fine. It's everything around it that sucks, and it's not. I don't know. To me, it's not a good enough coaster to justify all the stuff around it. But I like I said, I'm in the minority in my household. The other people,
my
wife
ride.
Specifically likes that ride.
Like the ride is fun because it's fast and it like does like quick turns and stuff. Like the ride was fun, but like I'm sitting there at the end of it, like this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like I don't understand what's going on here. So
yeah, it's lame.
But I did get to ride Flight of Fear. I was concerned because I hadn't ridden it since I got older. I can't remember the last time I rode it. It's probably been 10 years. And I was like, this is going to kill me. And I actually got off of it. I was like, I'm all right. I'm good.
That's good. Yeah, that has to be, if I ride it, that has to be one of the last ones I ride. Same with the Beast. Unfortunately, I can't really ride the Beast anymore because of my neck. So if I decide that I want to ride it, it has to be the last thing I ride because I won't be able to ride anything else after.
I can tell you that Flight of Fear, like I felt like a sardine. Like
it's tiny.
Seat is so small. My legs were like crammed into there. I was like, man, this sucks. Am I mistaken? But didn't they used to have like the strap that came over the top on that ride?
They did. Yep, they got rid of that.
Yeah,
because too many people were getting their ears beat to death hitting the freaking shoulder harness.
Yeah, but no, it was fun. I did have one bad experience. So we bought the all-day pass with the food. So we like get food every 90 minutes. So I went to La Rosa's. We had our food. We went to the counter. I was like, all right. So I pulled out my phone because they didn't say anything to me at the gate. So I pulled out my phone. And I said, here, I've got the dining pass. She's like, well, I can't give it to you without a wristband. I'm like, well, where do I get a wristband? She's like, you got to go to a specific restaurant, which was all the way at the other side of the park.
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
So I literally yelled at them, asked for I Karen that shit. And the supervisor told me the same thing.
On.
So the supervisor told me the same thing. So I basically just threw the food down. I was like, fine, you put it back. And my son was already drinking his Coke. I was like, well, we're not paying for that. So here's
slapped out of his hand. Put that shit down, boy.
Here's the worst part. We go to that restaurant, and there's like a 30-minute wait. And I'm like, I don't want the food. I just want my wristband. So I could go eat somewhere else.
Just cut in line, because I would have. I'm like, look, I'm not here for food. I just need the wristband, because y'all got me. We had this similar experience in Disney, because I had that little thing, and they make you jump through hoops for nonsense like this as well.
Theme parks sound like a fucking nightmare to me.
Well, what was funny was the lady at La Rosa's was like, do you just want to pay for the food? I was like, bitch, what?
What?
I'm not paying for the food. I have to pass.
Right. Like, why would I do that?
As soon as people start talking about how to plan, I know you didn't go to Disney World. You went to, a more local place, but like, and they're like, and here's how you plan your day. Wow. Okay. Well, plans never stick to, 1-to-1. They're never perfect. So why the fuck would I want to plan out my fucking day months in advance to have it all fall apart? No, I'm good.
No, I didn't plan shit. I bought the two. My son didn't even know we were going until we got up Friday morning. Like, it was a surprise for him. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we got up and I literally just drove up there. Like, I didn't even like rush to get up there early. I think we left at like 10 o'clock or something.
That's nice. My dad once woke me up to hold a bucket because there was a mouse in the attic and it wasn't dead yet. It was like in the trap, but try and flop around and was making noise on the panel. So he woke me up so I could stand underneath to catch the mouse into a bucket. And he had to walk away because the trap was on a string. And I had to stand there just kind of holding his bucket for the fucking hole. Those are the surprises I get woken up with.
All right.
Yikes. That's crappy.
Yeah. Oh, are we going to Disney World? No, you're going to hold a bucket because there's a mouse that I
Well,
they still got a mouse. Yeah, there's still a mouse involved, so you're good. And that's how we're going to end this show on that depressing note. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week to talk about a bunch more games. But that's it. We out. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.